All right, Naga, how you going to read?
Yes, sir.
The lighter?
Josephus?
We're going to have, yes, we are going to go to Josephus.
Not like that. That's it. A real lighter. Anybody.
Yeah, you can start talking like he was on that truck.
Come on, bro. Let's get started, bro.
I'm asking for a real lighter because this lighter's not working.
It should be in there, or
It's not working.
that one should work.
We had a real lighter.
There's gas in here, bro.
Yeah, it works.
There's gas in here.
It's inconvenient, huh?
You have to turn it upside down and right side up again.
Let me put it on.
So you have a lighter on?
There's fuel. There's gas in here.
I think there's one inside that train.
Okay. I'll use that instead. I don't know. There we go. I'm going to throw some of this away.
They don't have any.
Come on, bro. Oh, this one is
Do me a favor, let the gas out and see if we can get a spark. Just push both of them in the same place at the same time. Wow. Same place. Yeah.
This is the best one I've had.
Is that enough?
Yeah, one more time.
In the class. They didn't. They said, you know what, girl?
This is crazy. That's perfect. Good now. I just use matches. All right, we get it going. Get it going.
All right. That drink is yours right there.
Oh, cool. This is really good, bro.
Yeah, it's a hitter. It's a hitter, bro. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started.
We're live.
We shouldn't be.
We're live?
We're live.
No way.
Oh, wait. Wow.
Get out of here.
Hey, Shalom, Israel.
No.
Hey, I guess it went live. We're live already. Didn't know it. All right, Shalom, Israel. Good to see everybody. We was lighting the incense, bro. Having an incense party.
Yeah.
Good to see everybody. I didn't know we were live. But the question of the topic is who's holding your hands? All right. So before we get there, shout out and shalom to everybody in class that came in person. Shout out shalom to everybody online. Mighty shout out to Cabo Cobb down in Guatemala. And mighty shout out to our brothers, Stream of Wisdom in Albuquerque, in Houston, Texas, and Rochester, New York, and Norfolk, Virginia. Also our brothers in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Shout out to the brothers in California, Detroit, and Florida, and worldwide. Whoever watches globally online, good to see everybody, and shalom to everybody in the comment section as well. All right, this is not necessarily a continuation from last Wednesday. Which was about relationships, but it's more so about spiritual development and relationships and spiritual development. All right. So the topic of the class is called "Who's Holding Your Hands?" All right. Who's holding your hands? All right. So before we get into it, let's just go into a couple of scriptures just to kind of preface the topic. We will be going into Josephus. So if you don't have a Josephus, grab one. I don't think we'll be able to finish this class, but if possible, we will. If not, we'll have a continuation next Wednesday. All right. So just to start this topic off, let's go to St. John chapter 21, verse 18. And another brother get Ecclesiasticus. Get Ecclesiasticus 26 and 10.
How about that?
So we're going to have two scriptures. We're getting St. John chapter 21, verse 18. And then also we're getting Ecclesiasticus 26 and 10. In the Apocrypha, yes, sir. He's on his way. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get that. Salaki if any delays that we cause. Go ahead.
St. John chapter 21, verse 18. Verily, verily, I say unto thee, when thou wast young, thou girdest thyself.
So this is Yahweh Shai speaking to Peter. He said, when you were young, he says you girded yourself. What he was speaking about was a particular liberty that Peter possessed, that we all possess prior to coming into this knowledge. He says, when thou were young, thou did what?
Thou girdest thyself.
He says, you chose the direction that you wanted to go. You put on your apparel. You went where you wanted to go. You kind of dictated your direction. Read on.
And walkest whither thou wouldest.
He says, and you chose to make decisions based upon your particular pleasure. That isn't always a good thing. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 26:10. And why isn't that a good thing when we were given certain liberties, when we were young in the spirit? Ecclesiastes 26:10.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26, verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly.
It says, because if you have liberty, but you don't have what?
Shame.
You don't have shameless. You don't have shame, which is what? Another word for what?
Moral code.
Chastity.
Conscience.
Chastity.
Yeah.
Discretion.
Discretion. Yeah.
So if you don't possess these things, what will happen? Read.
Keep her in straitly,
Go ahead.
lest she abuse herself.
What's going to happen?
Lest she abuse herself.
Is it true that people, when they have certain liberty, they abuse themselves? Is that true or false?
Yeah.
It's true. When we have too much liberty and we make decisions on our own, and we don't have anybody to guide us, there is a chance, a very good one, especially depending upon our morality and chastity and discretion, that we will abuse ourselves. It says, keep her straightly. Read on.
Through overmuch liberty.
Because there is such a thing as what?
Over much. Mean too much what?
Overmuch liberty.
There is such a thing as too much liberty, too much freedom.
Yep.
And so this is Yahushua talking to Peter and explaining how he's explaining the liberty that we once had when we made up our own decisions, went where we wanted to go, made particular arrangements. But let's go back to where we were in John 21.
John chapter 21, verse 18. Verily, verily, I say unto thee, when thou wast young.
He said, that's why Yahushua said, when you were young, he says, yeah, when you were early in this knowledge, read on.
When thou wast young, thou girdest thyself.
He said, you made decisions based upon your liking. Read on.
And walkest whither thou wouldest.
Go ahead.
But when thou shalt be old.
Now, he's talking about a maturity, but we're talking about a spiritual maturity. Spiritual maturity is when what? Read.
But when thou shalt be old, thou shalt stretch forth thy hands.
That when he says, as you grow and you mature, you're going to stretch forth your hand. What is it? What is the significance of stretching forth your hand?
Help.
Yep.
You're going to need some help.
No, this is saying that we're not supposed to get all the scriptures just to be, the me show. Or I get this information so I can protect
Power myself up.
I can
Yeah.
power up, protect myself, and now I have the wisdom and I can navigate on my own accord. Because that's one of the ideas that when you first come to truth, that's kind of the feeling
Yeah.
that kind of tempts a man. Like, I'm going to get this, then I'm going to power up, then I'm going to go do what I got to do.
Yep. But it's not for that. He says you're gonna stretch forth. The time's gonna come where you're gonna stretch forth your hands, meaning you're gonna have to get help. You're gonna have to get assistance. Keep in mind the topic of the class is called "Who's Holding Your Hands." Keep that in mind. He says you will stretch forth your hands. Read on.
But when thou shalt be old, thou shalt stretch forth thy hands, and another shall gird thee.
And another shall do what?
Gird thee.
What is he saying?
Someone
Gird means to dress, to put on apparel, to dictate what you put on.
Wow. Yeah.
To dictate also where you're going. He said when you were young, you chose where you wentest out where thou wouldest. So it's going to come a time when somebody's going to have to make the direction for you and assist you in what steps you need to take. Because what they're going to do is assist you in taking steps and putting on a garment for what purpose? Read.
And another shall gird thee and carry thee whither thou wouldest not.
And take you where what?
Whither thou wouldest not.
Where your faith did not, where the faith that you didn't possess, where you were too afraid to go, that assistance is going to take you to another level of faith that you wouldn't have went on your own. It would help you ascend to another level of faith and another level of positions where you say, man, I'm too uncomfortable to be this person. I'm too uncomfortable to go that way. Or I'm too uncomfortable to wear this clothes. So you need help and assistance in spiritual maturity, addressing yourself with things that you're not going to be comfortable with. But that's part of maturity. Because leave it up to us, when we don't want no help and we defy assistance, we abuse ourselves. When we don't have anybody intervening in our particular lives. Because it's going to always we're always going to make decisions based upon our particular comforts and what makes sense to me. But when you're mature in the spirit, you're going to have to go and become a person that you're uncomfortable with. You have to learn how to follow beyond just your scope of influence, beyond just what makes sense to you.
No matter how much I know.
No matter how much I know. So he's explaining an ascension of understanding, another level of understanding. Now, Jeremiah 3:14 says what?
Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 14. It says, "Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Most High."
And we know that we have ruined ourselves with overmuch liberty. That's why the Most High said He wants us to do what?
It says, "Turn, O backsliding children,
Go ahead.
saith the Most High, for I am married unto you."
He said, "For I am what?"
I am married unto you.
The Most High said we're in a relationship. So when you're in a relationship, you have to submit. It isn't always about what you want. It's not about how you want it, the way you want it, and what makes sense to you.
Or my demands.
It's not always about my demands. It's not how I look at things when I'm in a marriage. Read on.
"And I will take you, one of a city, and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion."
He said, I'm trying to set you up in this relationship. Read on.
"And I will give you pastors."
He said, but in order to set you up, I gotta give you somebody to help steer you back to me. And who does the Most High give us to steer us back to Him?
That's right.
He said, I will give you who?
"I will give you pastors according to mine heart,
And what is their purpose? Read.
which shall feed you
And they're going to feed you with what?
with knowledge and understanding."
They're going to feed you with knowledge and understanding for the purpose of making your way back to the Most High. That's what the purpose of the pastors and the teachers are for. Is so that you can come back and not be an adulterer or an adulteress in this particular marriage that we have with the Father. So it's the teachers and the pastors are to lead us back to the Most High. That's what they're for. Galatians 4:1 and 2.
He simplifies, so you got to do it all yourself. All on your own.
You don't have to do it by yourself. You don't have to. Break this down. Read this. Break that down for me, W. Let me grab something.
Galatians chapter 4, verse
1
1.
and 2. Yeah. And then also Isaiah 30. Read that next.
Now I say that the higher, as long as he is a child, differeth.
Yeah. Read it again, and just try to use, one word at a time with your finger up,
Okay.
so I can hear the emphasis. I hear the
Galatians chapter
emphasis.
4, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Now I say that the higher, as long as he is a child, differeth nothing from a servant.
So the heir, right? The heir is next to be in power or in authority or next in governance, right? He automatically it's implied he's going to have a position of authority or rulership, right? The heir, as long as he is what?
That the heir, as long as he is a child.
What does it mean to be a child? Childhood and manhood are two different things. Childhood denotes what?
An experience.
Inexperience, need to follow, need for protection. What else?
Easily instructed.
And also being impressionable,
Yep, global.
right? Being impressionable, being naive. These are elements of a child. These aren't bad elements. You got it?
Unskilled or untaught.
Unskilled, meaning I'm not developed.
Yeah.
in the arenas of my life that are necessary. And most importantly, I'm what? I'm untaught. That's the scary thing about youth. Youth brings the illusion of I know what I'm doing. It's called the ideal of invincibility. When you're 13 through 16, you have a phase of invincibility. I'm invincible. That's based off of the foolishness of youth.
Yeah.
I haven't suffered yet. Read.
Differeth nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all.
But listen, this child, this inexperienced person, still must learn what? Service, followership, being led, being instructed, being guided, being tutored, being groomed. It doesn't matter that you have the position of this authority figure or you're going to be the king. Everybody must still be first what? Groomed. And when you're past being groomed, now you're in the position of adulthood. So if I can't be groomed, or I'm ungroomed, or I'm untutored, then technically I'm still a what? Still a child. Not dealing with age, but dealing with skillfulness. Read on.
But is under tutors and governors.
It's important that I have tutors and governors. We have priests, officers, elder sisters, parental figures, mother figures, father figures, older brother figures, brothers that are superior in certain skills. These are our tutors. Read on.
But is under tutors and governors until the time appointed.
Key point is until what?
Until the time appointed.
Your elders will tell you you're ready. Your father figures will tell you you're ready. Your mother figures will tell you you're ready for this. I've seen you follow the lessons. I've seen you take the instruction. I've seen you be able to be groomed in these different arenas. Is that the direction we're going?
Come. Very much so. You're in Galatians 4:1 and 2, right?
Uh-huh.
That's the end of verse 4. 2.
All right, so let's go to Isaiah 30 and verse 20.
You said Isaiah 4:20?
30.
30.
30 and 20. Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20.
Go ahead.
It says, and though the Lord, or though the Most High, give you the bread of adversity.
Yeah, and things are difficult. Although things may be difficult, they are sometimes when you're young and you're full of mistakes. It is difficult. Read on.
And the water of affliction.
Go ahead.
Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
The Most High still wants you to follow who?
The teachers.
Teachers. Why? Read on.
But thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
Because the Most High wants your teachers, your tutors, your governors, the pastors that's given to you according to knowledge, his knowledge, to feed you with understanding and this knowledge. They're always going to be present. They're available so that you can grow. They're present and available so that you don't have to abuse yourself with overmuch liberty, so you don't have to make mistakes, so you don't have to fall behind. He says, thine eyes shall see what?
Thy teachers.
What verse is that?
That's verse 20, the last part.
Read verse 21.
Verse
Continue.
21. It says, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee,
And the teachers are going to tell you what?
saying, this is the way.
What's the purpose of the teachers?
Direction.
Correct. Guide.
They're there for guidance. They're telling you this is the way that you need to walk. They're there for your benefit. So that they're telling you the right course to be on.
This is proper.
This is proper. That's where the Most High got them there to begin with. They're there as guiding lights or guiding eyes to say, hey, this is the way. Go ahead.
Walk ye in it.
Walk this way. Read.
It says, when ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left.
It says when you turn to the left or when you turn to the right, they're going to tell you which direction to go. They're your spiritual GPS. They're giving you the spiritual coordinates how to get back to the Father. That's what they're there for.
Yep.
That's the purpose of the teachers. Give me Lamentations chapter 3, verse 31.
Lamentations chapter 3, verse 21.
31.
Excuse me, 31. For the Most High will not cast off forever.
It says, the Most High said, although things may be difficult, Things are not going to be difficult forever. That's why the Most High got guidance and tutors and governors there available to make things easier. So that things don't always have to be hard and you have to figure life out the hard way and by yourself. Because when you have to do it by yourself, you're subject to make the bad decision. And you're subject to corrupt yourself.
Yeah.
Read?
Regret.
Yeah, and there will be regret associated. Read.
Verse 32. But though he cause grief, yet will he have compassion.
It says, though the Most High does cause grief, the Most High returns back with compassion, having pity upon us. Read on.
Yet will he have compassion according to the multitude of his mercies.
Because the Most High will amplify and increase his mercies to compensate for the grief. Read on.
For he doth not afflict willingly.
It's not that the Most High wants our life to be bad. It's not like the Most High wants us to suffer. He doesn't do it willingly. Read on.
Nor grieve the children of men.
And the Most High doesn't get gratification and joy out of watching us suffer. He doesn't watch us. He doesn't get joy and satisfaction out of our suffering. Read on.
To crush under his feet.
The Most High is not an oppressor. He's not an oppressing father. It says to crush Kariah. Give me the definition 1828. Give me the definition of subvert. He says the Most High doesn't crush under feet.
Okay. To crush under his feet all the prisoners of the earth.
He says, go ahead.
To turn aside the right of a man.
The Most High is not unjust. He says to turn aside the right to not be what's fair. The Most High is always about giving a man what's fair. Although a man will suffer by way of his choices and his decision making, the Most High is fair when it comes to giving a man what he deserves. It's not like the Most High gets a kick out of taking something that you work for or you earned. He doesn't get a joy out of that. Read on.
To turn aside the right of a man before the face of the Most High.
Go ahead.
To subvert a man in his cause.
It says the Most High does not get a thrill and a kick out of subverting a man in his cause. What does that mean?
Subvert.
Definition of subvert.
Subvert.
Yeah, let's get the brother.
1828.
Let's get the brother pen and paper. Yeah.
Right there.
Right.
You got a pen.
No, I need one.
Subvert.
It said to subvert. Go ahead.
Subvert. 1828. Webster's Dictionary. To corrupt.
It says the Most High does not get a joy or a kick out of doing what to a man.
To corrupt.
The Most High is not a thrill junkie, and I want to see men suffer. That's not how the Most High looks at us. He says to corrupt. What else?
To confound.
To confound. To confuse you. Not give you guidance. Not know which way to go in your life. Not know what to do. Not to make you suffer unjustly. To put you in a situation where you don't know what you're doing and whether it's right or wrong, whether it's good or bad. The Most High doesn't put us in predicaments to confuse us. Read on.
To pervert the mind.
And the Most High does not put us in a situation just to corrupt our mind. For what purpose? Go ahead.
And turn it from the truth.
And to get you to not believe in the truth. That's not what the Most High is doing with you. He's not trying to put you in a scenario where you are corrupted and your view of the truth is corrupted and polluted, where you don't want to see the truth. You don't want to come to the acknowledgement of the truth. You don't want to be involved with the truth. You don't want to hear the truth. The Most High is not one to distort your perspective where you don't want to come to the truth. And you don't know what is true. I'm confused now in life. That's not the Most High's perspective. That's not his joy. What verse you on?
Verse 36.
Page 576.
Finish.
Lamentations chapter 3, verse 36.
It says to do what?
To subvert a man in his cause.
Go ahead.
The Lord approveth not.
Is that approved behavior by the Lord?
No.
The Lord approveth not.
To make you a lost cause.
The Lord approveth not.
To put you in a position where you have no idea what you're doing and why you're doing it.
The Lord approveth not.
To not help you understand the Bible.
The Lord approveth not.
To get you on your own and isolated to where you believe in nothing.
The Lord approveth not.
That's not the Most High's pleasure. That's not his doing. That's not what the Most High is trying to do with us. The Most High is he gives us teachers, tutors, guides, governors to steer us back and keep us on the right path. Confusion is not the end game for the Lord. He said he doesn't approve of that behavior. That's not
his goal.
That's not his goal. That's not what he's trying to do. Now, give me Ecclesiasticus to the Apocrypha. Let me go here real quick. That's not what the Most High is trying to do. That's not why the Most High gave us the truth, just to make us confused. Give me Ecclesiasticus chapter 37 and give me verse 7.
Page 92 in the red book.
And we're gonna read 37, 7 through 9.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 37 and verse 7. Every counselor extoleth counsel.
Extolleth.
Extoleth counsel.
Get the definition of extol. He says every counselor extolleth counsel.
Extol, 1828. To raise in words or eulogy.
So he says extol means to raise in word or what?
Eulogy.
So a lot of people will praise you. He says a lot of people will praise you. Any man will praise you. Read on.
To praise.
That's what it means. To extol means to raise up in eulogy or to praise you. Read on.
To exalt in commendation.
To give you all kind of commendations and tell you how good you are as a person and what you do that's so wonderful and how magnificent you are. A lot of counselors will boost you up. Read on.
It also means to magnify.
Or to magnify, to raise you up. Read on. Let the definition go. We got the definition, right? He said every counselor extolleth counsel. So anybody will boost you up. Anybody will hype you up, boost you up, praise you, give you all, magnify you, tell you you're doing a great job, stroke your ego, rub your back, pat your back, and do all these other things. A lot of people will do this. Read on in the scripture.
Every counselor extolleth counsel, but there is some that counseleth for himself.
Now, some people hype you up for what?
For himself.
Is it actually for you?
Wow.
Now, what do you call that when somebody's hyping you up falsely? Gassing me up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not gaslighting, but gassing you up.
No, it's not gaslighting, but gassing me up.
Yeah.
People will gas you
They'll
up.
pump you up.
Pump you up, inflate you,
Yeah.
hype you up. But it's not for you, for your benefit. It says they'll hype you up for who?
For himself.
For himself.
Yeah.
They getting something. There's a reason why they're hyping you up.
Yep.
Self-pleasure.
There's a reason why they're magnifying you and lifting you up. It's actually not because they actually mean these words.
Trying to win favor.
It's flattery. It sounds good. Usually when somebody's hyping you up, what are they doing?
Gain position.
What else? For what purpose?
So in this sense,
Yeah. For what purpose?
They want you to agree with them.
For what purpose?
To give them, to do what they want you to do. To follow their player, their sale.
Man, thank you. Say the word again.
It's a sales tactic.
Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. People will hype you up because that's what salesmen do. Salesmen got all the right words
That's true.
to say all the right things
Yep.
for the purpose of what?
Making you spend his money.
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Yeah.
For the purpose of persuasion. People will use flattery and inflating words to stroke your ego just to sell you something or to persuade your mind. It's a tactic to get in closer. It's a tactic to alter perspective.
Yeah.
It's a tactic so that you can become agreeable with their perspective. Once I got you sold or I hype you up, now I can start introducing what it is that my product is. I can introduce my product. You may have been not even interested or care what I had to say, but if I hype you up, I open up a window of opportunity to get something inserted into you. I open up a window of opportunity to get you. If I can get you to hear, if I can get you to listen, if I can get you to just open your mind, if I can just crack your resistance and break down your walls of your barriers, your resistance, then I can get in using flattery, hype words, magnification, magnify, exalt, praise. I'm going to use all that because I'm trying to get into your mind. Some counselors, he says, will use certain things, such as flattery, such as inviting words, inflated words. But there's a tactic on the back end. And the tactic on the back end is so that they can gain something from you. They can enter in and plant something in your thought process. He says some do it for themselves. Read on.
Verse 8 says, beware of a counselor.
And that's why the Bible says what?
Beware of a counselor.
That's why you gotta watch who you listen to. You gotta be careful who you follow or who you allow to persuade you.
Yeah.
Once again, the title of the class is called Who's Holding Your Hands? You gotta be cautious about who it is that you allow to influence you.
What is the will or object of that person that's influencing?
Yeah, what do they want from you?
What they want.
There's something. We ourselves, by trade, we have our own businesses. Some require sales.
Mm-hmm.
And the businesses that require sales, man, we got steps that we follow
Yep.
to introduce our product into people's minds.
Yep.
Greet is number one. I greet them, then I what?
What brings you out?
What brings you to the mall? After I find out what brings them to the mall, then I do what? My goal is not a winner.
Greet. What brings them all? Friendship.
Befriend them.
Yeah.
Befriend them.
Befriend number 3.
Invest. Befriend them. Show them what you do. Now that they're open-minded.
Yeah. That after you befriend.
Yeah. After you befriend them and they're open-minded.
Step 4 is what?
Now you got to come in with the what? With the clothes. You got to come in with the clothes. Now that you showed them what you did, man, I'm a friend of yours. You can trust me. I've gained your trust. Now I can come in for the clothes, and we can finalize the deal. He said, but some people do this in life. Some people do this in life, and it's not for a positive spiritual purpose. Read.
God says, beware of a counselor.
That's why I said, beware of what?
Of a counselor.
Read on.
And know before what need he has.
Because some people will magnify you, extol you, raise you up, flatter you, but they want something from you.
It's not for free.
It's not for
It's
free.
not just because.
It's not these good words, these accolades that they're pouring on you.
They're just so impressed by
Because
you
because they care about you so much.
Yeah.
They just love you so much. They're gonna shower you with accolades. They're gonna boost you up and just tell you how magnificent you are as a person. And stroke your
Just
ego.
because.
Just because they're a loving person. Read.
God. It says, and know before what need he has.
Know before what?
It says, and know before what need he has.
So you gotta ask yourself, what need does this person have for them to be giving me these extolling, magnificent words? Right. What does this person want from me? Why is this person so inviting? Why is this person so friendly?
Why is this person so enthusiastic?
Why is this person so charitable?
Yeah.
Why are they, like you said, why are they so enthusiastic? Why are they so happy?
Yeah.
They're just this loving individual? This is how they operate with everybody? This is them 24/7? You know what people say, what's your angle?
Yep.
What is your angle? Where are you coming from? What are you getting at? Where are you trying to take this conversation? Where are you trying to take these accolades? So you got to be asking yourself these questions when you have counselors, because you don't know who to trust. And you shouldn't just be so open to hear flattery.
Or simple.
Yep.
Simple believeth every word.
Yep. That's a Bible verse.
Yeah.
Read on.
Says, for he will counsel for himself.
It says, for the purpose that this person is counseling for is for who?
For himself.
He's counseling for himself. Man, so every counsel is not with you in mind. Your best interest is not in mind. Read on.
Lest he cast a lot upon thee.
Or unless he stand back and say, let's see how far this can go.
See how far it can
Let
go.
me see how far this can go. I'm gonna keep hyping you up, because I'm gonna see what I can get on the back end.
Yep.
I'm gonna see what comes out of this scenario, but by me showering you with all this praise, boosting you up.
Telling you what you want to hear.
Yeah. But it's deceptive though. Read on.
Verse 9. And say unto thee,
And they'll hype you up and tell you what?
thy way is good.
Yeah, everything you're doing is what?
It's
Good.
Man, you on the right track. You on the right path. You straight. Keep up the good work. You're awesome. Phenomenal. You're doing a phenomenal job.
Exactly.
You're doing a great job.
I can't see no flaw in everything you said.
I don't see nothing wrong. I don't see nothing wrong with what you're doing.
Yep.
And how you do it. Yes, sir.
Or I remember you, man, 30 years ago when you were doing this, something just happened to you. You were doing this and you were doing this and doing this. And then turn around and says, well, you know, I prove to you that David didn't exist. And then that's when the two-edged sword came out. That's all I want to say. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Well, men do this.
That David didn't exist.
But we'll get to that point.
Yeah.
But it's more. But people do this every day, depending on what they want. People do this based upon their needs.
Right.
Based on what they need, they'll say anything. They'll tell you anything.
Yeah.
They'll make you believe anything, based on what they need or what they want from you.
Yeah.
That's why he said, "Beware of every counselor." Verse 8, right? Read.
Verse 8 says, and say unto thee, thy way is good. And afterward, he stand on the other side.
And afterwards, while he set you up and say, "Yeah, you on the right path," that's like you asking for directions and somebody send you to a dead end street to get robbed.
Yeah, you got a red shirt on in the blue neighborhood.
Yeah.
Go that way.
Yeah, go this way. Go down this way, turn left, and you'll find the restaurant you're looking for. Not knowing that restaurant closed and been closed for 10 years. Not knowing that that's where the hood is at. And set you up. Running game on the lane.
Yeah.
And you get got. He said he'll set you up, give you the wrong direction, and do what?
And afterward, he stand on the other side.
It said, and afterwards he stand on the other side for what purpose? Read.
To see what shall befall thee.
It says to see what's going to happen to you. Because they get a thrill out of setting people up. Yeah, I get a thrill, a kick out of seeing people fall based on my fake advice, based on my fake counsel, based on my manipulation. So are you supposed to listen just to what everybody who says they're a counselor and they have advice for you? Are you supposed to just be open-minded just for everything? Because some people are running game. Some people are boosting you up for a particular purpose. So we understand that, right? Romans chapter 15, verse 4. We will be reading from the Josephus. If you got one, grab one real quick. If you don't have one, get one. We're in Romans chapter 15, verse 4. And then we'll get into can we actually find this and see this in the Bible? Romans chapter 15, verse 4. You got it, Yeshai?
Page 800.
Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
It says, whatsoever things were written aforetime was written for what?
Our learning.
It says, whatever things were written aforetime was written for what?
Our learning.
Why does the Most High write these things down in the Bible?
For our learning.
It's for what purpose?
Our learning.
Why does the Most High write down that you got to beware of every counselor?
For our learning.
Everything is meant for you to learn from. That's what every word of the Bible is meant for you to learn from. It says the things written aforetime was written for what?
For our learning.
For our learning. So you can learn. You can catch on. So that nobody can pull the wool over your eyes. You're no longer susceptible to people running game on you. Your eyes are open. You can understand people's angles. You can see what's good for you, see their direction and the benefits of it. Whether this person is authentic or this person is not authentic.
That's an important thing to know who's authentic and who's not. It's a scary thing not to be able to read authenticity.
Oh man, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
The scriptures give you the ability to do that.
It's called discernment.
Yeah.
That's what that spirit is called. It's a spirit of discernment. Where you can see whether people are coming in a fraudulent manner or they're coming in a charitable manner. It's spiritual discernment. We should all be asking for that. Let's go to 1 Kings. So they said whatsoever things written aforetime was written for what?
Our learning.
Whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning,
Go ahead.
that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures,
So that no matter what a man says, I can always go to the scriptures. Go ahead.
might have hope.
And get what from the scriptures?
Hope.
Hope. Because not everybody has my best interest at heart. Now, that's why the class is called, once again, Who's Holding Your Hand? The Most High gives you pastors, teachers that are there to help develop you and assist you in spiritual growth and maturity. And then you got some people that will just say anything to get the best of you,
Yeah.
to manipulate you. 1 Kings in the Bible, chapter 13, verse 1 and 2.
First Kings chapter 13, verse 1.
We're going to go to 1 Kings chapter 13, verse 1. Yes.
Page 272.
Everybody get it. Now we just read in Romans that things written aforetime was written for our learning. So all the things written in advance prior to us being alive was written so we can learn from it. So we're going to take from the book of Kings, 1 Kings chapter 13, and we're going to start at verse 1.
1 Kings chapter 13, verse 1.
We ready?
And behold, there came a man of the Most High out of Judah by the word of the Lord unto Bethel. And Jeroboam stood by the altar to burn incense.
So now Jeroboam was wicked. He was the first king of Israel. And when the kingdom split, the northern kingdom of Israel, he was the first king. And he was burning incense to a fake god. And he was in the temple. He was wicked. So read that again.
3 offenses.
1 Kings chapter 13, verse 1. And behold, there came a man of the Most High out of Judah by the word of the Lord unto Bethel. And Jeroboam stood by the altar to burn incense. And he cried against the altar in the word of the Lord and said, O altar, altar.
So this prophet was crying and preaching against the altar that Jeroboam was sacrificing on. He said, O altar. Read on.
Thus saith the Lord, behold, a child shall be born unto the house of David.
He says, listen to what I'm saying. A child shall be born unto the house of David. Read.
Josiah by name.
He says, and his name is going to be Josiah. Read on.
It says, and upon thee shall he offer the priests of the high places.
And he says, all your priests, he's telling Jeroboam and all his wicked priests that's burning sacrifices to these fake gods. He says, all your priests, he's talking to Jeroboam, all of your priests are going to be what?
It says, and upon thee shall he offer the priests of the high places that burn incense upon thee, and men's bones shall be burnt upon thee.
On that same altar that you erected in order to sacrifice to fake gods, though your priests are going to be burned, their bones are going to be burned on that same fake altar. Read.
And he gave a sign the same day, saying, this is the sign which the Most High hath spoken. Behold, the altar shall be rent.
He says the altar shall be what?
Rent.
Go ahead.
And the ashes that are upon it shall be poured out.
Now, why does the Most High give a prophecy, which is something that's going to happen in the future, and he does it right alongside a sign? The Most High, the prophet told Jeroboam that a man from the house of David is going to be born by the name of Josiah, and he's going to burn them priest bones on that altar. He said, and this is the sign. He says that the altar shall be rent, it shall be broken down, and the ashes fall out. He says today. Why does the Most High give you a prophecy commingled with the sign? Anybody?
No confusion.
Hmm?
There's no confusion. So you know who did it? Who done it?
True. But remember, a prophecy is something that's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
But why does the Most High give a prophecy and a sign?
To let you know it's undeniable that it was him. It wasn't just some coincidence. You can't really refute it. You can't speak against what just happened. Because one, I foretold you, and two, I sent you a sign to let you know that that was me.
So it's confirmation that it was the Most High.
Confirmation.
So the Most High sends a sign along with a prophecy for confirmation, right? We could say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that the Most High can validate that he said he's going to do what he said he's going to do.
Yeah.
And it was going to come to pass. All right, so now let's go to Josephus. Let's go to Josephus. We're going to read book 10. Book 10. Let me get the page because I know we need the page. We're going to go to Antiquities of the Jews, book 10, chapter 4, paragraph 4.
Which is page what? 275?
Book 10, chapter 4.
Page what? Or 269 is the start.
Oh.
Okay, so what's
Yeah.
the paragraph?
It's book 10, chapter 4, paragraph 4. And we're going to go line 66.
Page 270.
Page 270. The question that's asked is, why did the Most High give Jeroboam a prophecy and then right with that gave him a sign? Who was reading before you, Yahweh?
He's shy, so it's me.
Okay.
Okay, I just gave him the book.
All right, go ahead. That's fine.
I'll go ahead and read
No, give him the book so you can see it.
it. Yes, sir.
Go.
Now,
Somebody else read it. Somebody else read it.
Yeah. Now I'll read it.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless you need a apocrypha. We got another one?
No, we don't.
Okay, you got a pocket.
I gotta read it.
Go ahead.
Got it. Read it.
You're on page 270. You're in paragraph 4, line 66.
Come. Page 270, paragraph 4.
Mm-hmm.
And when he had done thus in Jerusalem, he came into the country and utterly destroyed what buildings had been made therein by King Jeroboam.
So this is later on, but King Jeroboam's structures and altars that he created got torn down. Read on. And this is talking about the birth of Josiah and when Josiah came into power. Read.
And utterly destroyed what buildings had been made therein by King Jeroboam in honor of strange gods.
Because remember, the man of God told Jeroboam that these priest bones are going to be burnt on this altar. And this is the sign. These ashes going to be, the altar is going to be torn down and the ashes going to be spilt out.
This is not a normal event.
And he said, there will come a man by the name of Josiah from the house of David that shall do it. Read.
And he burnt the bones of the false prophets upon that altar.
So what did Josiah do?
And he burnt the bones of the false prophets upon that altar.
Remember, Jeroboam was given a prophecy that a man was going to be born of the house of David that was going to burn them priest bones on that same altar. Read. Or in your high places. Read.
Which Jeroboam first built.
Go ahead.
And as the prophet Jadon.
And what was the prophet name that was a man of God?
Jadon.
The man's name was Jadon. Read on.
Who came to Jeroboam when he was offering sacrifice. And when all the people heard him, foretold what would come to pass, that a certain man of the house of David, Josiah by name, should do what is here mentioned. And it happened that those predictions took effect after.
It says it happened that those predictions that Jadon the prophet came and when he interrupted Jeroboam in the midst of sacrificing the fake gods, He said, "Oh altar, oh altar." He said, "The Most High gonna burn them priest bones on this altar, and it's gonna be by a man of the house of David named Josiah." Did that come to pass? Are we reading about that event right now?
Yeah.
But there's only one catch. Read on.
And it happened that those predictions took effect after 361 years.
Now, from the time that Jadon the prophet told Jeroboam that this was going to happen, how much time had elapsed before it actually happened?
361 years.
So when the Most High tells you something that's going to happen, do you necessarily know when it's going to happen?
No.
But does it not happen the way the Most High say it's going to happen?
Yeah.
What makes it unbelievable, though? Let's find out. 1 Peter. Let's find out. 1 Peter. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9. Second Peter
Second Peter.
chapter 3 verse 9.
2 Peter 3 and 9. Come on.
Hold on. Let everybody get it. What page we on?
Yes, sir. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9.
We're gonna get this page, this one right here.
860.
860. All right. 2 Peter 3 and 9. Read that.
Yes, sir. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9.
Now we read in Josephus that what the prophet prophesied against Jeroboam, it took 361 years to come to pass. But what would make the prophecies of the Most High unbelievable? Read.
God, 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9. The Lord is not slack.
The word slack means slow. The Most High, he said the Most High is not what?
Slack.
Go ahead.
Concerning his promise.
Because what we think is, because the Most High said something's going to happen to us, and it doesn't happen that minute, that moment, right then and there, we think the Most High went to sleep. We think the Most High's word isn't true. We think the Bible isn't true. We think the word of the Lord is false. We think because ain't nothing happened to me yet, you can tell somebody something, and they think in their mind, well, ain't nothing happened to me yet. I don't see nothing wrong with what I'm doing, because if I did, lightning would have struck me down already. I would have, you know what? I'd be dead already. Maybe God don't see it. Maybe what I'm doing is not that bad. Maybe it's not wrong. You can give somebody a spiritual warning about their lifestyle and their behavior, and they'll reject it, deny it, and throw it over their head and over their shoulder and cast it behind them simply because you warned, but nothing happened. You spoke and said, hey, this would be the best thing for you to do. Nah, I like what I'm doing. I like my direction. I like what I got going on. I see it my way. I like seeing things my way. I got plans and goals and dreams that I want them to manifest as well. So what happens? Read on.
God, 2 Peter 3 and 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness.
It's because some men count what?
Slackness.
Some men look at time to disqualify the truth of the word of the Most High. Some men look at time. Because I've been getting away with doing something for so long, for a certain amount of time, and nothing happened yet. So in my mind, it's a natural man's mind to think nothing's ever going to happen. I can continue living my life, or what some people say, live my truth. I can keep doing things my way, and nothing's going to happen. He said, men count what?
Slackness.
Go ahead.
But is long suffering.
He said, but they don't understand that the reason why the Most High has not dropped the hammer on me yet, and why the Most High hasn't brought judgment upon me, is because the Most High is what?
Is long suffering to usward.
To who?
Usward.
So why does the Most High let us get away with things that we knew we should have stopped a long time ago?
He's just long suffering. He's just good.
Am I just that smooth of a criminal?
No, he's just being.
Am I Michael Jackson?
You're not Michael.
And I can lean all the way to the side without falling over
And get away with it.
and get away with it?
You can break the laws of physics.
You've
and
been
still
hit
win.
by.
You've been struck
You've
by.
been hit by a smooth criminal. Yeah, the Most High don't get hit by no smooth criminals. That don't exist with the Most High. You're not just that smooth and not that. You're just not so slick and know how to just play the background like you're not doing anything, and you're so innocent that the Most High don't see what you're really doing in the dark.
I'm smarter than the average bear.
I'm smarter than the average bear. I outsmarted my opponents.
Yep. I saw through you.
I saw through you. I outwitted those that's watching me.
Yeah.
Nobody see me. They do this right here.
Yeah, you can't see
the
me.
John Cena. You can't see me, son. Can't see me. You can't see me. Can't phase me. You know, man. I don't know when that became popular, man. I know I'm not a wrestling fan, but I know people have been doing that for a long time. But people think I'm just so smooth at what I do that I can just get away with whatever, and the Most High does nothing. He said it's not that we're just so good at what we do and we're righteous in what we do. He said what we fail to understand is that the Most High is just long suffering. It has nothing to do with us.
It's not that we're this extra 007 kind of guys.
Nah, I cover all my tracks.
Yeah. I covered all my bases. I crossed all my T's and done all my I's. That's why I'm good.
Oh yeah, because I don't plan to fail. You just fail to plan.
Exactly.
That's what those little wise quotes people say. But what we think is though that the Most High don't see what's going on behind closed doors because you've been given a warning. Once you've been given that warning and you've been given that prophecy against what you're doing, then the clock is ticking. It's like the hourglass has been flipped over and the sand is coming down. Now you may think because you're watching the hourglass and the sand drop, ain't nothing happened yet. You're not understanding it's not because you're so good at what you do. It's because the Most High is long suffering. And we confuse the two. We think, well, ain't nothing happening. I can get away with whatever. I can do what I want. I can talk how I want, say how I want, behave how I want, go where I want, do what I want.
I always win.
I win in the end. No, you don't. You just don't understand how the Most High is long suffering and patient. He says he's long suffering to who?
To us, to us word,
Read.
not willing that any should perish.
He says the reason why I haven't punished you yet is because I want to give you time for what? To change, man. That's the reason why the Most High be holding back destruction that we deserve. But it doesn't come because he's given us time to change. And we don't see it that way. He's given us time to make adjustments. And we don't see it that way. What we do is abuse the privileges of being given more mercy and time. We abuse those privileges. We take what the Most High has to offer, which is time to change and to convert, and throw that time in the trash. Take it for granted. So he says the Most High does this. You can get told, you know what? Hey, drinking like that is gonna get the best of you. Well, I've been doing it this long.
Man, I'm pretty good at what I do.
You know, everybody got to die of something.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing happened yet. You can be told, hey, man, the Most High's not with that smoking of any kind. Well, you know, everybody got to do something to let the steam off and calm their nerves.
Advice,
Everybody get some medicine. It's my medicine. It's my medicine. People's favorite excuse. It calm my nerves. I gotta smoke to stay sane. I gotta keep my calm, and I gotta be able to operate and function around crazy. I'm living in a crazy world. You can justify whatever it is that you do, but not knowing that the Most High is not with what you're doing. He's just giving you time. That's the only reason why you operating and functioning still. That's the only reason why the Most High have us still standing. So you can change. Read on.
God, but that all should come to repentance.
Yeah, the Most High is giving you time for the purpose of coming back to what?
Repentance.
The word repentance means to turn away from or to change. So now do we understand why the Most High lets the clock tick a little bit longer than it probably should? Because he's trying to, hey, I want you to change, but I want you to be saved. I want the best for you. I want your life to end on a good note, not on a bad note. So I'm gonna let the clock go a little bit longer. even though you really fouled out. You shouldn't even be in the game. You shouldn't even be in the game right now. But I'm going to go ahead and let this clock run a little bit to give you time to make adjustments. But we too busy looking at, well, man, the Most High ain't nothing happen. I ain't seen nothing happen. So maybe nothing's going to happen. All that does is stir up this unbelief or this idea that I can continue in what I'm doing, which we read in Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Let's read that. And let that go in 2 Peter. But I want you to read verse 10, Ahmad, and then we'll
You want me to read verse 5?
yeah, but after this and then come back.
After that?
Yeah, then come back to 10. Yeah.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 11.
Yeah, I want Ecclesiastes 8 and 11.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 11.
Let everybody get it. Make sure we got it. Read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
It says, because the Most High doesn't drop the hammer right away on your evil works. What do men think? Which they think unjustly and incorrectly. What do men think because the Most High doesn't drop the hammer right away?
You don't
They
care?
can continue to get away with it. They don't have to change.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. I've
You
got to
watching
change.
He let me slide.
He let me slide. You know, maybe it's not so bad after all. I did it once. I did it twice. I didn't see nothing wrong. If it was wrong, it would have stopped me already.
Yeah.
God would have showed me something already.
Yeah.
He said, because sentence against an evil work is not what?
Is not executed speedily.
Because it doesn't happen fast. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Read on.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men.
A man will develop a mind frame, or a woman will develop the mind frame that what?
It says, therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
It says, then they give their mind over to the evil simply because nothing happened yet. This is the normal operations of how men think when nothing bad happens when I do dirt and when I do wrong. This is the what the Most High is showing us is the psychology of mankind. Because you don't get slapped on the hand when you touch something, you keep wanting to touch it. You keep wanting to get curious. I want to see what's going on over there. I want to see what's happening right here. I'm gonna keep pushing my luck until something does happen, not realizing what I'm doing. I'm really provoking the Most High to anger. The Most High is really trying to deal with me and let me slide so I can make adjustments, but I'm abusing the privilege. I'm abusing the opportunities. I'm abusing the time that he gives me. And this is what's going on with Jeroboam. Now, the prophet Jadon came to Jeroboam and told him that a son was going to be born out of the house of David that's going to burn these priests' bones on his altar. And he said, and this is a sign that I want you to know that what I'm saying is right. We understand that, right? Now, go back to where we are in 1 Kings chapter 13, and I want you to read verse 2, whoever had that.
1 Kings 13.
Mm-hmm.
1 Kings chapter 13, verse 2. Which one?
Yep, 1 Kings chapter 13. I want you to read verse 2.
Yes, sir. 1 Kings chapter 13.
Verse 3.
Verse 3.
Yep.
It says, and he gave a sign the same day.
Yep.
Saying, this is the sign which the Most High has spoken.
And we asked the question, why does the Most High give a sign along with a prophecy? Confirmation that what?
That it was him.
Because what will happen if too much time passed by?
You won't see his next destruction.
Yeah, we think nothing. We don't think. We start to think. Well, maybe the Most High changed his mind.
Maybe he's slack.
Maybe he's asleep.
On it, yeah. Maybe he's sleeping.
Maybe the Most High is asleep. Now, there's other reasons also that the Most High wants. Why the Most High associates a sign along with the prophecy. Go to Acts chapter 5.
on this?
Hold that. Give me Acts chapter 5. And I want you to read verse 12.
Come.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to read through 16.
Yo, I'll just give him that. I'll give him one.
Acts chapter 5, verse 12. And by the hands of the apostles were many signs and wonders wrought among the people.
It says the apostles, it says, were doing the work of Christ. And he said many signs were what?
Many signs and wonders were wrought amongst the people. And they were all with one accord in Solomon's porch.
And see, he said, when the apostles did the works, and they wrought many signs, and they wrought many miracles, what did it do?
It says, and they were all with one accord.
What does it do?
It puts people on what?
Unity.
It brings people together. See, the Most High associates signs and wonders because people need to see it. But when they do see it and they see it together, it puts them all in a posture of belief. It unifies their belief. He said they were all of one accord on Solomon's porch. Read on.
Come. Verse 13. And of the rest durst not man join himself to them, but the people magnified them.
It says some people was believers and some people was like still skeptical. Read.
It says, and the believers were the more added to the Lord, multitudes both of men and women.
And what is those signs that those apostles were doing? What did it do to the people?
It multiplied the people.
It multiplies their belief. And this is why the Most High puts a sign next to a prophecy. Because it multiplies belief. It amplifies, it compounds the belief.
He's planting belief. He's setting the situation up for you to believe.
Yes.
He's creating the conditions for you, because just one went earlier in the class, he's not trying to create confusion. He's not trying to create this dark theory where you just can't, nothing makes sense. You're in this world of just distortion. He's not creating distortion, he's creating clarity.
Yep. And so the Most High is doing this so he can amplify our belief. And this is why the Most High does signs on top of the prophecies. Because all it does is make you that much of a confirmed believer. It makes you that much more sound in your belief. It eliminates more doubt out of you when you see signs like this. Read on.
Verse 15. Insomuch that they brought forth the sick into the street.
It says so many people believe. He said that they started bringing the sick from the street. Read on.
And laid them on beds and couches, that at the least the shadow of Peter passing by might overshadow some of them.
They said that the people said that if we can even just get the shadow of Peter to fall on these sick people, that these people will be healed. Just let the shadow of these men fall on them. How much faith is that? So this is why the Most High has it necessary to associate signs on top of what the prophecies say, to elevate the faith. Read on.
Verse 16. There came also a multitude out of the cities round about unto Jerusalem, bringing sick folks, and them which were vexed with unclean spirits, and they were healed every one.
It said, and all of them got what?
Healed.
Man, he said they also brought people from round about. It says round about unto Jerusalem. They went to the outskirts of Jerusalem. They went outside of Jerusalem to get sick people. It wasn't just for the people on Solomon's porch. Look how much faith multiplies and spreads, and how many believers are made when the Most High associates signs in front of us. Look how much it amplifies the faith. They went to the outskirts of Jerusalem, brought those sick back in, and there was what?
Healed every one.
Go ahead. They said they were healed every one. Let this go. So now it's two reasons so far why we understood that the Most High will associate a sign on top of a prophecy. Number one was what? Because the Most High, men think that because so much time has elapsed, I can get away with what I'm doing. So I can strengthen myself in my particular method of way or behavior or disobedience. Number two is what?
Reinforce faith.
To reinforce faith, to amplify faith. Number three, let's go to Josephus, book 10, chapter 8, paragraph 3.
We're at page 275, line 142.
Yep.
The paragraph.
You're going to get paragraph 3, line 142.
Con. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Book of Josephus, book 10, chapter 8, paragraph 3. We have said thus much because it was sufficient to show the nature of the Most High.
It says not everybody understands the nature of the Most High. The Most High has to send signs and miracles and wonders on top of prophecy because we don't understand his nature. He says, but to solidify the understanding of the nature of the Most High, read on.
Come. But it was sufficient to show the nature of the Most High to such as are ignorant of it, that it is various.
It says because our people don't understand the various natures of the Most High. We don't know why the Most High does what he does.
We think he's just all love, or he's just all fire and brimstone, or he's just all patience. Where he has multiple ways of doing things.
The scriptures say that the word of the Most High is manifold.
Yeah.
Meaning there's a variety of operations that the Most High possesses, and we just don't comprehend it.
Yep.
So we take rebellion, disobedience, and sin when we're not punished as a get out of jail free card, or to prolong it by saying I got time that really I don't have.
Yep.
I got time to change when I don't even realize that the Most High, I'm abusing the time that he gave me by not changing.
Or we'll say, God knows my heart.
We say, you know my heart, you know what I want to do.
In my heart.
He knows my heart.
My intentions.
But I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, though.
Maybe the sin may fall to the next generation.
Yeah. Maybe maybe I'm not chosen or loved anyway.
Yeah.
Because we do that too. We say that too. I'm nobody anyway.
Exactly.
So I'll discredit who I am just so I can keep doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm nothing.
Yeah, I'm a nobody.
Nobody.
Nothing.
Ain't watching me.
He don't care. Yeah. Nobody ain't watching what I'm doing. I'm insignificant to the Lord.
Yeah.
So we'll diminish who we are just so we can keep doing what we're doing.
I'm just a speck of dust. Why we care?
Yeah. But people say that. But he said we are ignorant of what?
Of it, that it is various.
That the Most High's ways are various. His nature is various. Read on.
Come. It acts many different ways.
And there's many different reasons why he does what he does. We just don't understand it all the time. We mismanage through ignorance the operations of the Most High.
That's true.
And we come up with our own reasons and rationale why I should do and be the person that I am and change on my own time frame.
I think God wants me to, take a trip.
I think the Lord wants me to teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's a good
think this is what the Most High wants through my behavior. He's trying to teach you something.
Yeah.
This ain't about me changing. It's about you learning the lessons that you got to learn.
Or the spirit that was with you.
Yeah, but this is the mind frame that we develop. It's foolishness. It's ignorant, and we don't even know how the Most High operate. We're completely ignorant to the workings of the Most High and how he does things in his judgments. Mm-hmm. Read on.
Come. And that all events happen after a regular manner.
Read on.
In their proper season.
Go ahead.
And that it foretells what must come to pass.
It says the Most High does things in advance so it can foretell what is going to come to pass. What we don't even understand is the warnings that the Most High be sending us all throughout our life. and we see none of the red flags. None of them.
But they've been sending them though.
But the Most High been sending these warnings and these situations to get me to wake up, open my eyes, and make a change and adjustment. But I continue to ignore these things, or I'm just ignorant completely of it, and I just continue doing what I'm doing.
I remember me and Moselle were coming from Phoenix. We was driving. We was having a great time. We were having a grand old time. We kept seeing cars like broken down the side of the road out of gas. We just kept laughing, just driving. We was having a great time. We saw another car out of gas. It's the middle of the desert. There's no gas stations here. It's just straight sand and rocks. And we're just laughing, having a good time.
And cactus.
And cactuses. We're just driving. Then we see another broke down car. Like, whatever, man. We had a good time. So I'm talking about Michael Jackson. And then we look. That just happened to my like now. I'm like, we're on E2. Like, you two are on E.
Yeah.
But he sent like 3 or 4 people's lives were like
they're stranded.
They're walking in the desert with nowhere to go, and we're just having a blast. Not knowing we're in the same boat. Then when we saw that, we started praying, Lord, can you let us get to the gas station? Please let us get to the gas station. That he had been sitting warnings. It was like little car, bigger car, bigger car. He just kept sending bigger vehicles. Like, oh, you know what? What's all this about?
Yep.
But we don't see it really until, the Most High makes it apparent.
Yeah.
And it happened again. And we prayed.
You said it happened 2 times?
No, it happened 3 times.
We having a good time, man.
Hey.
And he set these cars up that were abandoned and out of gas, and that was a sign.
The scriptures say the Most High speaketh once, yea twice, but man perceiveth not. Man don't get it, man. He don't get what the Most High trying. He's trying to send warnings. Check your gas. You see somebody with a gas can. You naturally think, man, either let me help them or let me make sure I got some gas.
Don't be making fun of other people's calamities.
Yeah. We weren't laughing at them. We were just having a good time.
Just being oblivious to the fact that you about to run out of gas in the desert, and it was hot too. It was summertime.
Oh yeah.
110, 120.
Arizona.
And this summer was blistering hot.
Yeah.
But he's showing how people don't comprehend the various natures of the Most High. So they conclude the Most High based upon their imagination. He's whatever they think he is. And he's going to do whatever they think they comprehend he's going to do. He said, our people are so ignorant. We don't know the Most High. Read on.
Come. And that it foretells what must come to pass.
Go ahead.
It is also sufficient to show the ignorance.
It says the reason why the Most High got to give us signs is because it shows us how ignorant we are. To what? Give me that definition, Karai. To what? Read more, Waller.
Come. It is also sufficient to show the ignorance and incredulity. Incredulity of men.
It says the Most High gotta give us signs because it shows us how ignorant we are and also how incredulous we are. Or incredulity. Read that definition.
Incredulity, 1828, Webster's Dictionary. The quality of not believing.
It says there's a certain aspect or quality about our minds that don't allow us to what?
Believe.
To believe. There's something in us that's stiff and hard-hearted and stubborn where we just can't see what the Most High is trying to get us to see. There's an aspect of mankind that's incredulous. He is what? Read it again.
It says the quality of not believing.
What else?
Indisposition to believe.
It says, and in their mind, they have a natural state of mind where it's indisposed to what?
To believe.
They don't have the quality to believe. We don't carry the state of mind of belief. We walk around with unbelief. And when you walk around with a state of mind of unbelief, you tell yourself what God is. You make up your own actions and justify them. You tell yourself, God is okay with this behavior. You tell yourself, I can get away with it. But that aspect is owing to to the fact that you don't possess belief. Therefore, in return, to offset the fact that you naturally are an unbelieving soul, you got any more of that definition, Kariah?
God.
Go ahead.
It says a withholding or refusal.
It says a withholding or refusal of what?
Of belief.
It says you don't want to believe. You refuse to believe. So therefore, to offset your stubbornness, our mind frame that holds us back from believing the Most High exists and watching every movement that we make, the Most High has to do what? Read my word.
Come. It is also sufficient to show the ignorance and incredulity of men, whereby they are not permitted to foresee anything that is future.
It says they can't see anything that's in the what?
Future.
They can't see nothing in the future. So when the Most High give a prophecy, that prophecy don't mean a damn thing. Why don't that prophecy mean anything? Because you don't believe in the future no way. You don't believe in what the Most High is telling. You can warn a man every day, 365, 5 years straight, 8 years straight. Hey, brother, you out of pocket, brother, you tripping, Hey, brother, the Most High gonna sting your ass. You gonna get enough for doing what you think you getting away with. You gonna get enough of it. You can tell a man on a regular basis, all day, every day, and he will continue. Because there's something holding him back in the first place. It's his own unbelief. It's his own resistance to faith. He said, and this is what causes men, this is why the Most High has to throw a sign out to men. He got to give you a sign. You naturally carry the spirit of unbelief. He got to show you something. Otherwise, if he just gave the prophecy, you wouldn't see it no way. Read on.
Come. Whereby they are not permitted to foresee anything that is future.
Go ahead.
And are without any guard.
And it said, because of that, they're without any what?
Guard.
What's a guard?
Protection.
Protection. Now, because you can't believe what the Most High is doing, neither do you see it, neither do you understand it, neither do you know the operations of the Most High, because you're resistant and you don't want it, you don't want to do it, you don't want to believe, you lack faith. So therefore, you walk through life without no what?
Protection.
You walk on banana peels every day of your life.
Yeah.
You're just an accident waiting to happen. You're one bad slip away from a fall. You're one trip away from a stumble. Because you don't have the notion that men should have that fear the Lord. To keep them in an awareness that I gotta be constant to the prophecies of the Most High. I gotta be diligent to His prophecies. I gotta pay attention to what He told me. Man, you tell us something, go in one end out the other. You give us one warning, oh man, ain't nothing happen. Hey brother, you driving crazy, Hey brother, you drive too fast.
I can do that.
No.
Hey brother, you're driving too fast.
You're just scared.
Hey brother, you're going too fast through the school zone.
Mm-hmm.
You're going too fast in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Hey, brother, you're not paying attention when you're turning corners. Hey, you're not keeping your hands on the wheel, brother. Oh, brother, you just tripping because I've been driving like this since I was 15.
Yeah.
You just started driving.
Yeah.
You just need to sit back and pay attention and watch and enjoy the ride. Mm-hmm. No, brother, I've been groomed. I've been driving for years.
You're too relaxed behind the wheel, huh?
Yeah. Hey, brother, you're too distracted. You got the music playing too much. You dancing and lollygagging behind the wheel too much. You diddy bobbing behind the wheel.
Yeah.
You jigging behind the wheel. You doing a Cupid shuffle behind the wheel.
Yep. You're not taking this serious.
You're not taking nothing serious. You're not taking this serious. You can tell a man this, and a man will dismiss you based upon the way he see things. Oh, brother, you just scared, brother. You ain't used to being with a real prime time driver.
Oh, yeah. You're a prime time driver.
Yeah, you ain't know. I've been driving for years. You ain't know how I get down.
That's the pride, right?
Yeah. Pride go before what?
Contention.
Destruction. And hardiness before what?
Fall.
Fall. Just a matter of time. You can tell a man something all day, and it don't mean nothing because you're talking to his unbelief.
It's incredulity, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Oh, they try to joke on you and be like, yeah, but you was the one who got in the accident, bro. What you talking about, man?
Yeah.
It's like that ridicule.
But they reverse it on you. They put a reverse Uno card on you. I ain't had no accidents, brother.
Yeah.
Check your driver record. Matter of fact, you wrecked your car. That's why you in my car.
Yeah, man. Where your car at?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you ride with me in the first place.
It's the reverse car.
Yeah, that's the reverse Uno. Boom, got you. And I'm gonna change the color to red. Yeah, but people play, but through ignorance is what we're talking about of why the Most High have to send signs.
Yeah.
Because men have a generic level of faith.
Oh man.
Their faith is generic. It doesn't exist. And it's owed to the fact that they're resistant to change and resistant to belief. Read on, my water.
Come, without any regard.
It said they without any guard. Go ahead.
Without any guard, exposed to calamity.
And what are they exposed to?
Calamities.
Why do our people need a sign?
To protect them from calamities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you don't give our people a sign, if the Most High don't give us signs, we'll be naked when it comes to fear. We'll have no fear of what we're doing. There'll be no fear. We'll be Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. Well, I like
we'll be the damn mayhem from the damn insurance commercial.
Yeah.
The guy that just drive and hit cars. Just mayhem.
Band-Aid.
Yeah. With the Band-Aid on his eye. What's that damn commercial?
Mayhem.
Nationwide. Is it Allstate? One of them guys.
Yeah.
Might be.
It's Allstate, right?
Yeah. I'm just mayhem. Yeah, you mayhem for now. You mayhem, or you can be mayhem for now. But this is what happens to. This is the normal attitude and mind frame of somebody that's resistant to instruction, because their faith and what the Most High is warning them of is low. They don't see it because they don't want to see it. They don't believe it because they don't want to believe it. Well, because you don't want to believe it, you're exposed without any guard, and you're exposed to calamity. Read on.
Come, exposed to calamities.
What else?
So that it is impossible for them to avoid the experience.
To avoid.
To avoid the experience of those calamities.
He says because they have a level of unbelief and deniability, he said it is impossible for them to avoid those what?
Calamities.
Wow.
So it is impossible, but something bad happening to them.
Because they live with no fear.
They live with no regard to warnings and instruction, because they have no fear of the Lord. Simply because they don't believe in what the Most High is telling them and the people that the Most High is using to warn them.
But the signs and the warnings are protection.
The signs are necessary. This is why they're necessary. Yes, sir.
Is there collateral damage as well?
Always. Always. So somebody else could suffer behind that ignorance. Somebody else can. Usually that's what happens. Sometimes a whole family suffer because of that disbelief. You had your hand up, Karai?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's crazy because some people say, well, the only time I'll learn my lesson if I fall straight on my face.
For that.
You got a lot
Crazy,
of people
bro.
that say that. Right?
Yeah.
I feel like this is the only way I'm gonna be able to learn. I can't learn.
I gotta hit rock bottom.
I can't learn the lesson that you're telling me by words. I gotta actually go through so I can learn the lesson myself.
I gotta see it for myself.
It's crazy.
Gotta see it to believe it.
Yeah. Well, what does Christ call this? Go to Matthew chapter 12. Go to Matthew chapter 12, verse 39. What that mind frame you explaining right now, Karai, what does Christ say about that mind frame you just explained?
It's in Matthew 12, huh?
Matthew chapter 12, verse 39.
Page 680.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 39.
Let me get it too. Read that.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 39. But he answered and said unto them, an evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign.
For those that say what Karai just explained, I got to see it for myself.
That's an evil.
That's what does Christ call that?
An evil and adulterous.
And the word evil, I always clarify this. The word evil in particular means injurious, to cause injury. People think evil is they got a pitchfork and some devil horns. No, evil means you cause injury to yourself or people around you.
He said, but these people that cause injury or injurious people, they do what?
It says, an evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign.
A prophecy is not good enough for them. A warning is not good enough for them. They have to fail first. They have to hit their head against a wall first. In order for them to believe that what they're doing is out of pocket and unjust by the Most High. This is somebody that has to learn the hard way, is what we're explaining. Somebody that has to learn the hard way when they've been told, hey, you should have stopped smoking a long time ago. Hey, bro, you should have stopped slowing down. You've been warned about driving too fast a long time ago. Hey, you should have stopped drinking a long time ago. Hey, you need to put that down. Hey, you got to watch how you're eating. You're indulging in too much fast food. You doing this and you doing that. All the warnings be around us all day long. Hey, watch how you talking to your boss. Watch how you turning up on people.
You interacting with strangers. How you gonna react to that?
There is a such thing as road rage.
Yeah.
You like to cuss people out, ride people bumper. You like to throw the finger at people. You like to do all these things on the road as if the road owes you something, as if drivers owe you something.
Real.
And they have to get out of your way.
You own the road.
You own the road. You keep driving inconsiderately. You keep living life inconsiderately. And it's only a matter of time. And Christ called this generation what? That requires a sign. This is when a sign is bad. Not like we read in Acts when it brought more people together and magnified their faith. No, this is people that push limits.
Risk takers.
These are risk takers. What you got?
Real fast. Ecclesiasticus chapter 8, verse 15. Ecclesiasticus chapter 8, verse 15.
Hold that, Matthew.
Ecclesiasticus 8 and 15.
Where I get bold. Bold.
Going to be page 75. Ecclesiasticus 8 and 15.
Yeah.
Travel not. You ready for it?
Yep. Let's go.
Travel not by the way with the bold fellow.
Don't travel or don't go or be in the midst of this type of person. This person is bold. What does the word bold mean?
Bold, 1828, Webster's Dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
Daring.
What?
Daring.
Like Shashwan said, cavalier, without caution, inconsiderate. Read.
Courageous.
That false courage, based off of ignorance. Read.
Brave.
Brave for no reason, without fear of the Lord. Read.
Intrepid.
Read on.
Fearless.
Read on.
Says requiring courage in the execution.
No, that's the good bull. I'm talking about the stupid bull.
Right.
The person that has no regard for consequences.
Right here. It says, in an ill sense, rude, forward, impudent.
Impudent, a bold, forward person. A person that's difficult to be around because they don't care about consequences or how they affect people.
No, they don't.
And themselves. They don't love themselves, and damn sure don't love you. Read right here. Travel not by the what?
God, Ecclesiasticus 8 and 15, the Apocrypha. Travel not by the way with a bold fellow.
These people get you put on t-shirts. These people get you fired from jobs. These people get you caught up in fights when you don't even know why you fight. You just throwing hand. I don't know why I'm throwing. You got your head down doing like, why are we fighting? Read.
God, lest he become grievous unto thee.
Read on, lest he become what?
Grievous unto thee.
Lest he become grievous unto thee. This person pulls your spirit down or pulls you down. Read on.
God, for he will do according to his own will.
This person's going to do what they want to do regardless. They have no consideration for your condition or situation.
No fear of the Lord.
No fear of the Lord. Read on.
And thou shalt perish, with him.
But the consequences, you die with that person.
And that's that collateral damage that Amiati was asking about. Other people got to suffer behind your inability to believe and change. Your resistance to believe and change. Yes, sir.
Definition of intrepid.
Go ahead.
Come. Intrepid, 1828, Webster's Dictionary. It says, literally, not trembling or shaken with fear.
So it's somebody that doesn't what? They don't got no fear. They're a daredevil. That's a daredevil. I don't got no fear. I don't have any regard of caution, danger. I'm willing to step over lines, cross lines, cross barriers, go overboard, be extreme. Read on.
It says, and undaunted, not subdued or depressed by fear.
Right. That's that boldness that we was talking about. What else you got? That's it?
No, that's the kind of person we're dealing with.
Yeah, but like I mean, like you said, that brings the collateral damage when you got that mind frame. But this is people that exist that we deal with on a daily basis.
They don't think.
How many times you have to say the same thing over and over and over, and they continue to behave the same way? They don't make no changes about them. The Most High is watching this individual. They don't realize it. Their ignorance is speaking for them. They don't even know that the Most High is watching what they're doing, and He's about to drop the hammer on them at any moment. He said it is impossible for them to avoid calamity. It's only a matter of time. Right? Let's go finish that, what you had in Matthew chapter 12, verse 39. I think you had it, my Waller. Who had it? Yawab, you had it?
Page 680 again.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 39.
Read that.
But he answered and said unto them, an evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign.
But when the Most High realized that you're incredulous and you operate with incredulity and you're resistant to believe, He said the Most High don't give you no sign. There don't be no sign. Read.
And there shall be no sign.
He said there should be what?
No sign.
Who don't get a sign?
People that seek evil.
People that seek evil. People that operate with no fear. People that you can give warnings over and over and over. You better make some changes. You better make some changes. Hey, man, you better consider. Hey, man, you better watch your tone. Watch your attitude. Watch how you operate. Watch your diet. Watch your health. Watch this. Watch that. Watch this. Man, I just want to do what I want to do. He said they don't get no sign. Read.
It says, and there shall be no sign given to it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas.
It said, but the sign of the prophet what?
You get a sign.
Yep.
This is a hell of a sign right here.
You know what was the sign? What was the sign of the? What is the sign of that the prophet Jonah received when he was told to go to Nineveh and preach at Nineveh?
Sudden calamity. Yeah.
What calamity in particular?
Fish. Tempest. Storm.
Yeah, it was a storm first.
It stormed, then thrown overboard.
Yeah.
Well, he threw himself
He asked. He said it was me. They
He knew it.
they helped him go overboard
Yeah.
It was a
He got rounded
to
up.
save their own life.
Yeah.
They said, "Whose God is angry?"
Yeah.
He said, "It's mine." And they gave him a helping hand overboard to get that evil away from
You
him,
gotta go.
so the sea could be calmed again.
Yeah.
He said, so what that is he said you gotta go in the belly of a whale, which he called hell.
Yeah.
3 days in hell, like Jonah. So you gotta catch hell, because you don't get the warnings that the Most High, you don't have a guard or precautionary measure. You don't see the guards that the Most High been trying to put up to protect you. You don't care about those guards. You operate with no regard to warnings whatsoever. So hey, destruction is what you must inherit. That's what's waiting for you. We understand why the Most High gives signs, right? Why the Most High gives signs alongside prophecies.
Yeah.
And then also why the Most High will give a man no sign whatsoever.
Yeah.
So let's go back and read one more though. We got to go one more. Ecclesiastes. (36)
92.
and verse 3.
Ecclesiastes chapter 36. verse 3, page 92. Lift up thy hand against a strange nation.
It said it says this is Solomon asking the Most High, praying to the Most High to lift up his hand against what?
Against a strange nation.
When he's praying that the Most High lift up his hand, what is he asking for? Read on.
And let them see thy power.
It says, obviously, people are ignorant of the Most High's what?
Power.
So the Most High has to give a sign because people are ignorant to his what?
Power.
They're ignorant to his power. They underestimate the power of the Most High. So somebody has to pray to the Most High. That's what Solomon is doing. He's praying to the Most High to lift up his hand. The word hand in Hebrew is yad. The word yad, but in translation, means power. So he's asking him to lift up his hand or lift up his power because ignorant people don't see how powerful you are. Read on.
Verse 4. As thou wast sanctified in us.
He says, as thou wast sanctified in what?
In us before them.
Go ahead.
So be thou magnified among them before us.
He's saying, let others see what we believe that we already understand that they don't. What he's asking for the Most High to do is to validate yourself in front of them because we already believe you. We already believe in you. They don't believe you. They need a sign. We don't need a sign. We already know you exist. We already know you're not short on power. We already know that the reason why you're letting them slide is because you're long-suffering and you're patient and you're merciful and you want to see them repent. So he's asking that the Most High make himself aware to unbelievers so that they can believe like we believe. Read on.
Verse 5. And let them know thee.
It says, and let them have a relationship with you. Like how?
As we have known thee.
He said, because not everybody shares the same level of belief. Some people don't need a sign. They already believe in the Most High. Some people need the Most High to reveal himself to them so that they can believe in the Most High. Everybody doesn't have the same belief. I'll repeat it again. Read verse 4.
Verse 4. As thou was sanctified in us.
So in order for the Most High to be sanctified in us, that means sanctified means clean, washed, or purified. That means we already look at the Most High with a pure light. We already believe in the Most High with the pure, clean perspective. We don't need signs to believe in the Lord. We don't need the Most High to lift up his hand to prove himself to us because we already know he exists.
Yeah.
We understand that part?
Yeah.
Read on.
As thou was sanctified in us before them.
And it says, as thou was sanctified in us before them, people saw our faith and our belief in the Lord through our behavior. Read on.
So be thou magnified among them.
It says, so make yourself known to them. Read on.
Before us.
Before us. Why? Read on.
And let them know thee.
Because they don't know what?
Thee.
They don't know you, Lord. Make yourself known to them because they don't know you like we know you. They don't understand you like we understand you. They don't fear you like we fear you. So reveal yourself to them so that they can have the same relationship that we have with you. This is why Solomon is praying that people get a sign. So that they can share the same level of belief that we do. We don't necessarily need a sign. We know the Most High exists. We know the Most High is all powerful. We know the Most High is all knowing. We know the Most High is everywhere at once. We know these things already. Some people need help though. Some people need something to happen in order for them to understand that the Most High is ever present with them and watching over every movement. Some people are stubborn to believing in the Lord. They're resistant. So that's why Solomon is saying, raise yourself up. Show yourself. Because they lack faith. Read on.
And let them know thee as we have known thee. That there is no power, but only thou.
That there's no alternative power but who?
But only thou.
So do we require a sign if you believe?
No.
Who needs the sign?
Non-believers.
Unbelievers need the sign. Unbelievers need something to happen in order for them to confirm the fact that they're wrong. And understand I need to change. But if you know and believe in the Most High already, there's no need for a sign to be shown to you already. You already know you could take heed to warnings because you know the Most High exists already. Read.
That there is no power, but only thou, O God. Show new signs.
And that's why he said do what?
Show new signs.
It says some people need to see what?
New signs.
Some people need to see signs that are up to date. You know what I'm saying? Not old signs.
New version.
People need new signs because they forget, because time has passed a little bit, and they forget that the Most High exists.
Yeah.
And they like, man, you know, that happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I got through that already. I pay it no never mind. No, that's why Solomon said, no, Lord, please, put together some new signs for him. And what else?
And make other strange wonders.
Go ahead.
Glorify thy hand.
He said, raise your hand up. Read.
And thy right arm.
He says, raise your right hand and your right arm. What is he asking the Most High for when he says, raise thy arm and thy right hand? What is he talking about? He says, and glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth what?
That they may set forth thy wondrous works.
It says that they may set forth thy wondrous works, so they can be admired by your power. What does he mean by that? Go to Psalms chapter 63, verse 8. We're still answering the question of why people need signs.
Page 429.
Psalms chapter 68 and verse 8.
Let me get it.
68 verse 8?
Oh,
63. It's 63.
63.
Come on, man.
Come. Psalms chapter 63 verse 8. My soul followeth hard after thee.
He said, David said, my soul followeth hard after thee. Read on.
Thy right hand upholdeth me.
When men see the power of the Most High, and the power of the Most High sustains you, which means you do what? What else? Close. When does the Most High, when the Most High sustains you, then you do what with the Lord in turn?
Get more back.
More glory, which is another form of what? What's another word for that?
praise.
What else? Start with a T.
Trust.
Say it again, my woman.
Trust.
You do what?
Trust.
You trust the Most High when the Most High magnify himself in front of you. When the Most High show you his power, you start to trust the Most High. What is David explaining? When the Most High raises up his right hand, he's referring to what happens in the effect of the Most High raising up his right hand. He sustains you, and you can put your trust in him. So when you put your trust in the Most High, this is when David said what? Read it again.
Psalms chapter 63 and verse 8. My soul followeth hard after thee.
He said, then what happens when you trust the Lord?
It says, thy right hand.
No, he said, my soul does what?
Said, my soul followeth hard after thee.
Then you want nothing else in life but to please the Most High. Because you what? Because you trust him. And that's what the Most High been trying to do with these signs from the very beginning. That's the purpose of the signs, to get you to trust the Most High. He wants our trust. And once the Most High gathers your trust, he knows that you're going to follow hard and press hard after him. You want no other direction. You want no other knowledge. You want no other information, and you want no other help and assistance. Because you're fully sold in the knowledge that the Most High is your salvation. And he's your power, and he's your go-to, and he's your rock. Yes, sir.
Definition of hard on that point.
Go ahead.
It says, 1828, Webster's Dictionary. hard. It says, with pressure, with urgency, hence, diligently, laboriously, earnestly, vehemently.
So he's showing you all the attributes of somebody that's seeking the Most High that much more. You're hard pressed in serving the Lord once you develop the right amount of trust. You want nothing else in your life but the instruction that comes from the Most High. But the reason why people are resistant to that and they don't have that is because they don't trust the Most High. Because they're resistant to faith. Make sense? Now let's go back to 1 Kings chapter 13. I know it took a lot to explain, but we got to explain this in order to understand it even that much more. Now let's go back to 1 Kings chapter 13 and read verse 3.
1 Kings chapter 13, verse 3.
272.
First Kings chapter 13, verse 3. And he gave a sign the same day, saying, This is the sign which the Most High has spoken. Behold, the altar shall be rent, and the ashes that are upon it shall be poured out.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass, when King Jeroboam heard the saying of the man of the Most High, which had cried against the altar in Bethel, that he put forth his hand from the altar, saying, Lay hold on him.
So when the prophet Jadon told Jeroboam that there's going to be a man born of David named Josiah, is going to burn them priest bones on that altar, and this is the sign today, so you can understand that what the Most High is telling you is going to come to pass. He said that altar is going to rent and be torn in half, and the ashes going to fall. What was Jeroboam's response?
Saying, Lay hold on him.
Arrest him.
Get this man.
Go get him. So was he receptive to the prophecy?
No.
So because he wasn't receptive to the prophecy, we just read, what do men need when they're not receptive to the prophecy? They need signs.
No sign.
They need new signs. And they need strange wonders.
Yeah.
They need new signs, and they need strange wonders because they're resistant to the prophecies. Read on.
He said, Lay hold on him, and his hand, which he put forth against him.
And the finger that he pointed towards Jadon, the prophet, what happened to that hand?
Dried up.
He said his hand shriveled up like a paralysis.
Yeah.
Like somebody that got muscular dystrophy. Like somebody that suffers from atrophy. Where they don't use their muscles for a long time. It just completely becomes withered. Unusable. He said instantly that happened. What was that?
No sign.
That was a sign.
That was a sign.
That was a sign. That hand dried up.
Don't be like this guy.
Yeah. That hand that he pointed at him and said, arrest him, that same hand dried up and withered. Read on.
He says, so that he could not pull it in again to him.
It said it was stuck.
Oh.
Yeah, rigor mortis side.
It got oh shit.
Yeah, got arthritis in
It locked up on him.
So you couldn't
Brother,
find it if
you couldn't take it back. Everywhere you go,
Arrested.
yeah. Everywhere you go, he sleep like that. What? Yeah, but
That's how it happened.
I'm making fun of it. But the point is understood. Sometimes people need to see things in order to believe it. They need reminders
Yeah, you been out the spirit.
because you don't believe the prophecies. So something got to happen to you that ain't never happened before in order for you to believe the warnings of the Most High. Read on.
Verse 5. It says, the altar also was rent.
And at that time that his hand dried up, just like he said that was going to happen, this was the sign. The altar was rent. And what else?
And the ashes poured out from the altar.
And says, and did not he just tell him that was going to happen? But why something additional had to happen to get this man to see what the Most High was coming from? Because he didn't believe. This is the result and the response that the Most High has to deal with an unbeliever. New things, strange things got to happen to you because of unbelief. Because you don't see that the Most High is giving you these signs associated with the prophecy so you can see his warnings. You can make the adjustments. Read on.
God. It says, the altar also was rent, and the ashes poured out from the altar, according to the sign which the man of the Most High had given by the word of the Most High.
Read on.
It says, and the king answered and said unto the man of the Most High, entreat now the face of the Lord.
He said, he told the prophet, please go beg, go seek after, and plead with the Lord. For what?
Thy power, and pray for me.
And do what?
Pray for me.
And now you got somebody talking about pray for me. Why would somebody tell you pray for me?
Because they don't believe.
Because they're at the point where they realize they better believe. They're afraid. Something bad is happening. I'm at a point where I have no control over my situation. Now I want you to intervene for me. But I could have changed the narrative when I had the opportunity. But I didn't want to. Because I was too busy resisting. Too busy denying that this came from the Most High. That this was a warning. I didn't recognize that was the Lord. I didn't see that. Man, the Most High be dropping signs all day, every day. And we walk right past them as if they ain't the Lord talking. Trying to get you to wake up and pay attention to what you're doing. What you're saying. How you're behaving. Read on.
It says that my hand may be restored me again.
Now he all of a sudden wants some healing. It went from arrest him to pray for me. Help me, Lord. Tell your God to help me. Read on.
And the man of the Most High besought the Lord, and the king's hand was restored him again.
He said what?
It says, and the man of the Most High besought the Lord, and the king's hand was restored him again, and because as it was, and became as it was before.
So he just watched his hand wither up, become stiff and unusable, and regain the strength right back in his flesh, right back, and its usability right back to the way it was before. What should that do to a person that didn't believe?
Strengthen their belief.
It should, that alone, that miracle should have caused me to say, man, the Most High is behind this message.
Wow.
This message is sponsored by the Lord. But do we do that? But that's how he, at this time, is how he should perceive this. Go to Acts chapter 4, verse 16.
Acts chapter 4, verse 16. Let me read.
766.
Acts chapter 4, verse 16. Saying, what shall we do to these men?
So when Peter and John was rebuked and admonished for speaking Christ, teaching about Christ amongst the Jews, they admonished them and they gave them a cease and desist order. And don't come around here, don't come back no more either. Don't talk about Christ and don't come around here no more. But the Pharisees said what?
Saying, 16, saying, what shall we do to these men?
It said, man, what should we do to these men that keep preaching about Christ? Read on.
For that indeed a notable
He
miracle.
said, yes. He said, for indeed means truly a what?
A notable miracle had been done by them is manifest.
It says, is made known, is manifest. Go ahead.
To all them that dwell in Jerusalem.
He says, the Pharisee said, man, listen, what are we going to do with these men? Because they preaching this new religion about Christ. Repentance and forgiveness of sins in the name of Christ. He says, and they're doing miracles and they're backing up their preaching with miracles. They're really changing lives. What are we going to do with these men? He says, because these men are doing a notable miracle. What is he saying?
They're very persuasive.
It's made known to everybody to see it.
What else?
It's apparent.
Say it again. It's a believing miracle.
It's apparent.
It's apparent, meaning it can be seen. What else?
It's apparent, yes, the Most High can be seen, and it's undeniable.
It's undeniable. You can't deny it. That it's effective. The miracles that they're doing is effective. He says, so we're at a loss for words, because these men are doing notable miracles, miracles that cannot be denied or are very effective. Does the Most High not show us notable miracles?
God.
Does the Most High not show us things that we should take into consideration? That it's obvious to our eyes that this is the Most High talking to me. Matthew Henry says in this particular verse, he says, this was a known instance of the power of Christ and a proof of his doctrine. That's what that notable miracle is. It's more evidence that validates the proof of Christ. The question is, have you seen notable miracles? Have you seen things that validate the proof that the Most High and Christ are behind the things that they're trying to show you? And they're involved with your life and they want you to repent? Or are you going to be in this position of saying, man, I see it, but I don't know what to do. I still got my doubts. What you got, Mike?
Or Wednesday was really, he's been showing it, but he's really showing even more and more signs that this war number 3 is coming together with all these nations on how they're moving and how they're coming together to form that World War III. And brother, if you don't believe that this is World War III, you just don't believe it. Those are the signs that he's seeing how the nations are moving together and how this nation would do this. I can't say detail, but I was like, I mean, you can see it.
Yeah, but that's just one of the various ways that the Most High manifests himself. When the war go over the end time prophecies, we're watching unfold right in front of our eyes. Ezekiel 38, right before our eyes. Russia just dropped the ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile, but it was a medium range missile that was probably a 3-stage rocket that had 6 warheads on it.
Yep.
But they were just non-nuclear, but they're nuclear capable. As a warning, and Putin said it's a warning.
Yep.
And it was hypersonic.
Yep.
And it was hypersonic, so it can't be shot down. So it's impenetrable to missile defense systems.
And in a response, the Biden cabinet is in talks to giving nuclear warheads to Ukraine, which Russia said in turn, if you do that, we're going to nuke this place.
Yeah, and there will be no more British tea served with fish and chips on Friday, because they're the closest.
Yes.
And they have a missile with their name that says London or bust on the missile. I'm just joking, but it's gonna bust over London, all right, because it's only take 18 minutes to get to London.
Yeah.
All of that is gone in one swoop. Paris gone, France gone, Germany gone, Spain gone, Portugal gone, Italy gone.
One.
And once you shoot one, you got to shoot them all.
You got it.
Because that was the agreement. Mutually assured destruction.
Yep.
That's the acronym for the nuclear agreement, is that we're going to build enough weapons so that nobody wins. There are no winners. Everybody's going to lose.
Everyone's going down.
They just recently put out a list of possible 8 places that you can go for safety.
Yeah.
Iceland is one of them. Antarctica. South Africa. Fiji Islands. New Zealand is one of them. And the other one is in like Sri Lanka or somewhere in Indonesia.
So the U.S. ain't safe, huh?
Hell no, it ain't safe. North, Central, and South America is out of there. Caribbean islands included.
Oh my gosh. That's gonna sink.
Yeah, all of it. Because did we forget that there's missiles in Cuba?
Yeah. That's true.
There's missiles. There's nuclear war missiles already in Cuba that only take 15 minutes to get to Florida.
They say it's some in Mexico too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they got it.
They got some in Venezuela too.
Yeah.
Because they do training. The Russians do training in Venezuela.
And China just opened up another port in
It's in Peru, right?
In Peru, yeah, I think it's in Peru. They made a connection. They got a port. They got a port. So they're gonna send their resources over there. They can they're very, very sneaky. They can say it's goods and services, but you don't know what they got in those ships.
Right. So as we're looking at what the Most High is showing us, He's explaining. Read it again.
God, Acts chapter 4, verse 16, saying, "What shall we do with these men? For that indeed a notable miracle has been done by them is manifest to all them that dwell in Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
And we cannot deny it."
And we cannot what?
Deny it.
So the Most High will show Himself to you to where you cannot deny His existence and His participation in your life. You should be able to recognize the notable miracles that the Most High has done for you so that you can change, so that you can make the adjustment. There's some things the Most High has done for each and every one of us that's undeniable that it was Him. But sometimes that's not enough. And that's dangerous. When that's not enough to get us to change. That's dangerous.
It's a
And
major problem.
that's a problem. Let's go back to where we are in Kings. No, I want Romans chapter 1 verse 16 and 17 before we go there. First, I want Romans chapter 1 verse 16 and 17. And then we'll move on back to Kings. Read that.
Romans chapter 1, verse 16.
Read that.
For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ.
So when the Most High show you signs, you should take them as such and not be ashamed that the Most High is dealing with you. Because some of us say, well, why bad things got to happen to me? Well, don't you see it's a sign from the Most High? Can't you see it's the Most High talking to you? A lot of us, we despise the things that the Most High send our way because we don't see it correctly. He said you shouldn't be ashamed of the what?
Of the gospel of Christ.
Read on.
For it is the power of the Most High.
Because what you're witnessing when you see a sign is what?
The power of the Most High.
You should be able to recognize the power of the Most High in your life. And what should you do after you witness an undeniable miracle? Read on.
It is the power of the Most High unto salvation.
It says the Most High is showing you this power, so for the purpose so you can be what?
Saved.
So you can be saved, so your soul can be saved. That's why the Most High is revealing these things to you, so that you can get your soul saved. It's for salvation purposes. Read on.
It is the power of the Most High unto salvation to everyone that believeth.
But it's for those that what?
Believe.
But you got to believe in the signs.
That's the key point.
Yeah.
You got to believe that these are notable miracles that the Most High is doing to get me to change, to get me to wake up. Or you can dismiss it and say it's just brothers talking.
Incredulity.
It's just men woofing and warning me. Or you can just say they hating on me.
Yeah.
It's a fool.
You can say that if you want to. Or you can really look at it like my salvation is on the line and I better wake up. And I better start seeing all the things that the Most High is dropping around me so I can make my adjustments. Spiritual adjustments. Read on.
To everyone that believeth.
Go ahead.
To the Jew first.
Go ahead.
And also to the Greek.
Read on.
For therein is the righteousness of the Most High.
It says, for in the signs that the Most High do for us, that reveal himself and his power to us, he says, for therein lies the what?
Righteousness of the Most High.
From what?
Revealed from faith to faith.
What should be growing after every single sign?
Faith.
What should be growing after every single miracle?
Faith.
What should be growing after every single thing the Most High do that's strange to you, that you ain't never seen before? Faith is supposed to be growing. That's how you're supposed to look at every single thing that you barely escape from, that the Most High been warning you of, or every warning you receive from brothers around you. Man, I'm supposed to look at this and say, man, let me turn my faith back to the Lord that much more. Because obviously the Most High is working with me. Obviously he's doing something with me. He wants me to receive salvation. We read that earlier, right? He wants us to repent.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he gives us time to change. Because he don't want to see us destroyed. Every single miracle, your faith should shoot up and should elevate another notch. Because you just got away with something that you really didn't deserve to get away from. It should be abounding.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go back to 1 Kings chapter 13. And
273.
And did Jeroboam, did his faith increase after he washed his hand wither and then go back to its normal state? Yep.
It wasn't a fluke. Huh?
1 Kings chapter 13, verse 7.
Read that.
It says, and the king said unto this man of the Most High, come with me and refresh thyself.
Did he make a change? No. What did he do?
He said, and refresh thyself,
Go ahead.
and I will give thee a reward.
He says, I'll pay you. Did he see himself in that miracle?
No.
Did he see anything dealing with his spirit? Because he washed his hand with her, freeze up, become unusable, and then go back to his normal state. What was that supposed to do for him?
Increase his faith.
Increase his faith. He was supposed to turn his perspective and say, man, maybe I need to believe in the Lord. Because look at what just happened to me. Maybe I should believe in the Lord for this one. Maybe the Lord did this. But this man said, I'm going to pay you for that.
It's crazy, though.
Who didn't he see? Who didn't he see involved in that situation? He didn't see the Most High in that miracle. But he saw the prophet, though.
Yeah.
And he told the prophet, let me pay you for that.
Yeah.
Man, he didn't view the Most High at all being involved in this situation.
It was a cool trick.
Yeah.
Like it was a magic trick.
Do it again.
Yeah. I'll double to nothing.
Yeah.
Do both my hands and bring them back. Double to nothing. Freeze them both up so I can do the robot. Yes, sir. Yes, correct.
The crazy thing about it is, he literally went to go tell him, like, entreat the Lord for me and pray for me. And he didn't even go back and give even thanks to the Most High.
Because people, they are conditional when it comes to the Father. It's the same spirit when people go to jail. Conditional servitude. People go to jail, they get locked up and turn nuns. Right? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, they go to jail. They go to jail like they start loving God. They get out of jail and it's back.
Send up prayers.
Yes, that's our prayers. They're pious. They love the Father. They become scholars of the surahs of the Bible. Then they get out of jail and they go back to trapping. It's back to trapping.
Or they become even stronger in their Muslim faith.
Yeah.
Like the brother that created that rip stick. Yeah,
ripstick.
The ripstick
like
brother that always doing pull-ups and pulling them bands with the sticks that he created. Yeah. And he just posted a picture in Mecca doing the Hajj and circling the Mecca 7 times. And he said, I hope Allah accepts this. I hope Allah accepts. But when you read his story, he got shot. He was a gang member. He got shot, went to prison for 7 years, became a Muslim, and got out and advanced his faith and became a business owner. He could have did that in Christ. Yeah. But he gave the glory to Allah. And he's in Mecca now.
To the copstone.
Following a rock. But that's what our people do. They'll be attached to whatever they feel save their life. Yeah. Not recognizing that it was the Most High behind it all. Not giving the Most High his credit. Just like we're reading Jeroboam is thinking that, hey man, let me pay you for what you did. I don't see the Most High's involvement in this healing. Read on.
Verse 8, it says, And the man of the Most High said unto the king, If thou wilt give me half thine house, I will not go in with thee.
He said, man, you can give me half your house, and I won't what?
Go in with thee. Neither will I eat bread nor drink water in this place.
He says, neither will I what?
He said, Neither will I eat bread nor drink water in this place.
Now you got a man that just watched a notable miracle done unto his own body and flesh, and he still thought it not necessary to reverence the Most High.
That's him.
And this is why you have to beware of counselors. Like we read from the beginning. We read from the beginning of the class that every counselor extolleth counsel for who? For himself. This is why you got to watch who holds your hand. Because not everybody is in it for the Most High. Some are just in it for reward, or some just see it as a business, or some just see it as a cool thing, a brotherhood.
Yeah.
It's just a cool thing. We just chill together. We just brother. They don't see the Most High involved in everything we do. And you can't get away from that. You're going to have brothers amongst us that are unbelieving because they don't see the Most High like you see the Most High. How do we know this is true? Let's go to Acts chapter 14. This is something that you can't get away from and that you got to be aware of. We're going to go to Acts chapter 14, verse 1 and 2.
776.
Read that.
14 what again, sir?
Yeah, 14, verse 1 and 2.
Okay. Acts chapter 14 and verse 1. And it came to pass in Iconium that they went both together into the synagogue of the Jews.
Now this is Paul and Barnabas going into the teaching Jesus in the synagogue. Read on.
It says, And so spake that a great multitude, both of the Jews and also of the Greeks, believed.
They were very persuasive. Paul and Barnabas together was a powerhouse. Very persuasive. Read on.
But the unbelieving Jews.
But what can't you get away from?
The unbelieving Jews.
What will always exist around you?
Unbelieving Jews.
You will always have Jews, which is our people, that have a problem with what?
Believing.
They got a problem believing. And when you got to monitor who is your counselor. Because not every counselor has what?
Your best interest at heart.
They don't have belief. They don't have enough faith in the Most High, and they don't see the Most High involved in everything. And what does the unbelieving Jews do? Read.
But the unbelieving Jews stirred up the Gentiles.
They do what?
They stirred up the Gentiles.
For what purpose?
It says, and made their minds evil affected against the brethren.
Some unbelieving Jews, through their unbelief, will alter your mind so that your mind becomes ill affected to who?
Against the brethren.
Now put that in our case.
Mm-hmm.
Put that in our realm.
Yep.
Put that amongst us. You got to ask yourself, do I have anybody around me that's doubtful in their faith and not strong in their faith, that's trying to alter my mind so that I look at the brothers ill affected? What does that mean? Anybody?
We have to be careful of anyone possibly leading us astray because they lack the right intentions. They're doubtful. They don't have the right, I guess, cares for you.
That's why the title of the class is called Who's Holding Your Hand? Because not everybody got belief. Not everybody got the right belief. They don't have enough belief in the Most High to persuade you correctly. If you allow it, if you're not careful, you will have unbelieving individuals, Jews in particular, that will persuade you to have a negative outlook to the brothers. Is that where you getting your counsel from? Who you should get your counsel from? Is that who you should follow? Is that who you should get instruction from? Is that who you should go to for advice? No. Anybody that's trying to get you to look negative to the operations of the Most High, in particular, the brothers. This spirit lacks a lot of faith. Matter of fact, it calls them an unbeliever. Because they don't have enough belief. So what is the nature of an unbeliever? Read on.
God. It says right here, it says, but the unbelieving Jews stirred up the Gentiles.
They stir them up.
Yeah.
A person is trying to get an opportunity to serve the Most High. I want an opportunity. I haven't learned yet. But for my own benefit, it behooves me that you don't believe. Because I get a benefit off. I get a benefit off of your doubt.
Because I want someone that agrees.
Exactly. I get a benefit off of your skepticism. I get a benefit from feeding your weakness.
Okay.
That's how a Sith operates.
Why? Read on.
It says, and made their minds evil affected against the brethren.
Read on.
Long time, therefore, abode they speaking boldly in the Lord, which gave testimony unto the word of his grace.
It said, and because they saw that it was a spirit causing dissension, he says Paul and Barnabas went even harder in their message. Because they were witnessing what was going on and how everybody didn't have the same belief. And starting to cause division and dissension between brethren. So they increased their level of teaching, even that much more. Read on.
Which gave testimony unto the word of his grace and granted son.
And they did what?
They granted son.
They had to do what?
Granted son.
So when you're around some unbelievers, what must be present?
Son.
More signs got to be done that the Most High is involved to offset the unbelieving nature of people around you. More faith has to be increased to offset the disbelief of those around you. More works of the Most High got to be done to offset the negative minds that don't believe. Read on.
And granted signs and wonders to be done by their hands.
And they prayed to the Most High to give us the power to do more signs. Because we got some unbelievers around us. Let us do more works. Let us do more miracles. Because we got some unbelievers amongst us. Something got to offset the unbelief. That's where the signs and the miracles come in at. That's when you ask the Most High to increase the signs. When you're surrounded by unbelievers. Read on.
It says, but the multitude of the city was divided.
Because through some people's unbelief, what happens?
The multitude of the city was divided.
People get what?
Divided.
When you listen to the wrong people, what happens?
They feed division.
Yes.
They feed that. That's not of the Most High.
Man, if this is not clear to understand, it's easy to understand.
You see it? It's happening.
This is going on then. He said the things written aforetime was written for what? For our learning. So we can learn from it now.
Yep.
That when somebody's speaking negative against the brothers, the whole purpose of it is to what?
To divide.
To divide.
Like a devil.
Yeah. That's what the devil do. Well,
yep.
Christ said a house divided what? Shall not stand. And a city divided against itself, or a nation divided against itself, shall be brought to what?
Desolation.
Desolation. You can't build anything when you got division. So you have to ask the Most High to increase more signs and do more wonders to offset the unbelief of the ones around you. Just because some people that are here don't necessarily believe all the way, so they got to see more signs. You got to pray to the Most High, show them some more, give them more reasons to believe, because they doubt. Read on.
Okay. It says, but the multitude of the city was divided, and part held with the Jews,
And part was with the Jews,
and part with the apostles.
and some was with the apostles. And they were divided based upon what? Belief. And that's what's going to cause division amongst anybody
Okay.
of individuals. The ones that believe, and the ones that don't believe so much. But the problem is, the one that don't believe enough is going to start causing dissension by making the minds of the ones that are caught in the middle, that are kind of so-so, 50-50, 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Weaken the faith.
They're going to weaken their faith.
Okay.
They're going to retract their ability to move forward in Christ. That's why the class is called Who's Holding Your Hands? Who are you letting hold your hand? You better make sure that the ones that's holding your hand are the instructors that the Most High said He gave us, like we said in the beginning of the class, that will feed us with knowledge and understanding, that have our best interests at heart. Not everybody has your best interests at heart. Yes, sir.
That's according to his heart.
That's according to His mind.
Okay.
The Most High's mind.
Read on.
Okay. Verse 5. And when there was an assault made both of the Gentiles and also of the Jews with their rulers, to use them despitefully and to stone them.
So because nobody could make a decision if the apostle was preaching was right, because you had some split, some believed, some didn't, the masses eventually said what?
Just kill him.
Just kill him. We don't know who to believe. Just stone him. Yeah. Just go ahead and stone him.
Gosh.
Is that the right perspective?
No.
But that's what happens. That's what happens when you don't denounce individuals that are trying to get your mind negative towards the brothers. You better denounce anybody that's trying to get your mind negative towards the brothers, ill-affected towards the brethren, because that ain't nothing but division. And division will get somebody killed, as we reading right now. Let that go. Let's go back to 1 Kings chapter 13.
$273.
I want yeah, no. Give me 13 through 7. Yeah, read on verse 9. Start at verse 9. We're gonna read down to verse 18.
1 Kings chapter 13, verse 9. It says, so was it charged thee by the word of the Lord, saying, eat no bread, nor drink water, nor turn again by the same way that thou camest.
And so he said the prophet denied Jeroboam the opportunity for charity and hospitality. He said, because I'm under orders from the Most High to not receive any meal, nor drink, nor anything. And I can't even go out the way I came in. I got to go opposite direction from which I came into the city of Bethel. Read on.
So he went another way, and returned not by the way that he came to Bethel.
Read on.
Now there dwelt an old prophet in Bethel.
It said, now there dwelt a what?
Old prophet in Bethel.
So he's explaining, man, I'm under orders. I'm under orders. He said, but there dwelt an old prophet in what?
Bethel.
In Bethel. Now, give me this in Josephus. We're in Josephus. We're in Josephus chapter, book 8, chapter 9, paragraph 1.
2:30. 2:30.
2:30.
Book 8, chapter 9, paragraph 1.
Gone. The Antiquities of the Jews, chapter 9, paragraph 1. Now there was a certain wicked man.
Now, in the Bible, it says there was a certain old prophet. But in the Josephus, they call him a what?
Certain wicked man.
Go ahead.
In that city.
In that city. Go ahead.
Who was a false prophet.
He's a what?
False prophet.
It said, why was this a false prophet? Why are there false prophets amongst us? 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 16.
Hold this.
Hold this.
3, 6.
Okay.
2 Peter chapter 3, verse 16. As also in
858.
all
858.
as also in all his epistles, speaking in them of these things,
All the letters speaking in these things. Read.
in which are some things hard to be understood.
Why are there false prophets amongst us? Because some things are hard to be what?
Understood.
Because some things are hard to understand. So, and what's hard to understand is our belief that the Most High is involved in everything that we're doing. So what happens when somebody has trouble understanding? Read on.
Which they that are unlearned,
It says, what's wrong with these individuals?
they are unlearned,
It says, why are they subject? Why are they looked at as false prophets? Because they're technically what?
unlearned.
They haven't learned enough. That's what the definition of ignorance means. We read that earlier about the signs being necessary for ignorant and men that suffer incredulity.
So is it that this spirit is ignorant, but in a position of counseling?
Yeah, the person that they're counseling with is ignorant
Okay.
because this person technically is unlearned, and that's what makes them an unbeliever.
But that gives the false
counselor.
spirit power.
That gives that you got to beware.
The ignorance gives the person power.
Well, the ignorance will cause somebody to suffer if they follow that ignorance.
Come.
So, but here is why people are false prophets, though, because they're ignorant, and what else? They're unlearned. What else?
Which they that are unlearned and unstable,
And what else?
unstable,
It says, what makes them a false prophet?
unstable,
They're ignorant, they're unlearned, they're untaught, and also their life is what?
unstable,
So what makes them false? They're unlearned, and they're unstable. What else?
unstable rest, as
And they
Rest.
twist,
Wrestling.
they wrestle, what?
as they do also the other scriptures.
It said they have a problem understanding the what?
The scriptures.
They got a problem understanding and comprehending the scriptures. They're unlearned. They don't really know the Bible too well, and they're unstable, but they want you to follow them.
Right.
That makes them a what?
False prophet.
That makes them a false prophet. Read on.
It says, unto their own destruction.
And they do it for what purpose?
Unto their own destruction.
And they said they do it to their own destruction.
Doesn't pride go before destruction? Is it for that person's pride, that spirit's pride, to feel like I have some type of leverage over somebody?
Or just to get people to agree with them. The purpose of getting to not be alone, or to get people to agree with them. So I want people to see things my way. Read on.
Verse 17. Ye therefore, beloved, seeing ye know these things
It says,
before,
seeing that you know these things, he's warning us. Read on.
beware.
Beware. Beware. Watch out for these individuals. Read on.
Beware, lest ye also, being led away,
It says, if you're not careful,
Okay.
you also will be what?
being led away
You will also be led away. Read on.
with the error of the wicked.
With the error of the wicked. What is the error of the wicked? They don't believe. They're unlearned. They're unstable, and they don't understand the Bible. And if you're not careful, it said, if the blind lead the blind, they both fall where?
To a ditch.
In a ditch. If you follow in the wrong individual, you're gonna fall in a ditch. So he's saying that this is what you got to watch out for. Read on.
Being led away with the error of the wicked, fall from your own
He said
steadfastness.
some individuals will make you fall from your own what?
Steadfastness.
From your own stability. From your own path that the Most High got you on. Some people's unbelief will knock you off course. And those are the ones you don't listen to. Those are the ones you don't follow. Those are the ones you don't counsel with. Those are the ones that you don't allow to hold your hand and steer you in life. Read on.
Verse 18. But grow in grace and in the knowledge of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. To him be glory both now and forever. Amen.
All right, we understand that?
No.
Who them false prophets was that we're reading about. Now go back to where we were in
Come.
273.
in 273.
Come.
Oh,
In
oh, you're talking about the actual Josephus.
Josephus.
Paragraph 1.
236. 230.
Come. The Antiquities of the Jews, chapter 9, paragraph 1. Now there was a certain wicked man in that city who was a false prophet, whom Jeroboam had in great esteem, but was deceived by him and his flattering words.
It says, but a false prophet will deceive you by what?
Flattering words.
Flattering words.
Yep.
What did we read about earlier about a counsel will extol counsel?
Yeah.
What did it mean to extol by definition? We read it earlier. Y'all should
To
have
magnify, magnification.
Yes.
To
Praise.
to praise. Tell you what you want to hear. Tickle your ears.
So what will a false prophet do? How will they get into this? We talked about a salesman earlier, right? About the objective of a salesman.
Yeah, flattery.
So what is a method of a false prophet?
Flattery.
Flattery. They'll tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
They'll tell you what sounds good. They'll stroke your ego. They won't tell you the truth about yourself. Yes, sir.
He's going to speak to you smooth then.
Yeah, they are, but we want that though. That's the dangerous part. We want that. We want people to speak smooth to us, make us feel good about ourselves, not tell us the truth about ourselves. But a false prophet will do that too.
Yeah.
Read.
Come. It says, whom Jeroboam had in great esteem, but was this
But Jeroboam loved getting information from who?
false prophet.
From false prophets. Jeroboam loved getting information, and he held the false prophet in high esteem.
Yeah.
Man, that's a cool guy because he tells me what I want to hear. Is he really a cool guy? No, because he agrees with me. He makes me feel good.
Yeah. He comforts you with his speech.
Yeah. Read on.
Come. Whom Jeroboam had in great esteem, but was deceived by him
And we know he was deceived by him. Why? What was his motive? Read.
and his flattering words.
Go ahead.
This man was bettered by reason of the infirmities of old age. However, he was informed by his sons concerning the prophet that was come from Jerusalem.
Now he was told by his sons that another prophet, a real prophet, came to Jerusalem. Read on.
Come. And concerning the signs done by him.
And he said, this guy, this prophet, Jadon, did some real signs. Read on.
And how, when Jeroboam's right hand had been enfeebled at the prophet's prayer, he had it revived again, whereupon he was afraid that this stranger and prophet should be in better esteem with the king than himself.
Why did this prophet, this old prophet, this wicked prophet, get activated? Why did he get activated out of his position? He was bedridden. Why did he get up out of his bed?
Because he feared. Read it again.
Yeah.
Come. He was in not that part. It says by reason of the infirmities of old age.
It said he was old as hell and he was bedridden. But when he heard that there was somebody that was coming in that might replace him,
He found some power.
he got power from somewhere.
He got up. He got up.
Struggling.
What made him go, man?
Fear.
Fear of what?
Losing position.
Read it.
Yeah, fear of what? How did he muster up some energy?
Yeah, there's a phrase.
Got it right there. You just read it.
Yeah. Read it again.
Where it says by reason of infirmity.
Yeah,
After that,
after-
what you just
you
said.
just
Okay,
you just
Last
read my one.
7 words.
Come. And concerning the signs done by him, and how, when Jeroboam's right hand had been enfeebled at the prophet's prayer, he had it revived again. Whereupon he was afraid that this stranger and prophet should be in better esteem.
He said he was afraid that what?
This prophet will be in better esteem. Esteem means how you value somebody.
Rank.
Yep.
Oh man, I like you more.
Yep.
I like you more because I like what you tell me.
I might be replaced.
Yep.
You might get replaced in position. You're in bed all day, drinking soups, and I can't get up, and I'm having a hard time. But I'm gonna get replaced. All of a sudden, he found the power.
Where does that come from? Proverbs chapter 4 verse 16. Where does that come from? Where you get that strength
Yeah,
from?
he got some strength.
Proverbs chapter 4 verse 16. What give a man strength?
Yeah,
Proverbs chapter 4, verse 16.
464.
I need you to hate. I need,
Yeah, I need you to hate. Yeah,
I need
that's
energy.
exactly what I'm saying. I need you to hate
That's
that.
what it is.
Start at verse 14.
Proverbs chapter 4, verse 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked.
He said when you cross paths with who?
Enter not into the path of the wicked.
What's going to happen?
And go not in the way of evil men.
What's going to happen when you cross paths with evil men? Read.
Avoid it.
He said avoid it. Read on.
Pass not by it.
Don't get next to him. Like that we I read earlier about not going with a bold fellow. Read on.
Turn from it
He said turn the opposite direction. Read on.
and pass away.
Get away from them. Read.
For they sleep not.
It said for they what?
They sleep not,
He said they don't get no rest. They can't sleep good until what?
except they have done mischief.
It says they can't even sleep good until they find some dirt to do.
Wow.
What did this man dig into? What strength did he tap into to get up after being bedridden?
It's wickedness.
His wickedness. People will tap into wickedness and it'll give them energy.
That's crazy. That's
Wickedness will give a man strength.
that is literally demon time. Man.
Yeah,
That's where it comes from. Man.
yeah.
That's
My wickedness will give me motivation. I can tap into wickedness and be motivated.
That's crazy.
Read.
For they sleep not, except they have done mischief,
Go ahead.
and their sleep is taken away.
And they say they can't rest.
They can't
This,
rest.
even though this man is bedridden, what is going on in his head? Man, I'm about to get replaced. Man, I can't be in this bed.
Yep.
He about to take my position.
Yeah,
The king gonna love him more than me.
you got activated.
I gotta get up out of this bed, man. I gotta get up out of this bed. I can't stay in this bed all day.
Can't make the club in the tub. Like
Yep.
they say.
Read on.
And their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall.
Unless they call somebody to what?
Fall.
Man, I gotta catch somebody slipping. I can't rest until I catch me a body.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Read on.
For they eat the bread of
Because
wickedness.
what fuels them is what?
Wickedness.
Bread is nourishment. What do people feed themselves with?
Wickedness.
Wickedness. People actually feed off of wickedness. That's what powers them up. That's what they use to nourish themselves to get through the day. Because they're ill affected. They can't sleep or rest until they get somebody to think equivalent or on par with them. Read on.
And drink the wine of violence.
It said, and they drink the wine of what?
Violence.
So they nourish themselves with wickedness, and they drink the wine of what?
Violence.
They're influenced by what?
Violence.
Violence. Man, so people feed off negative. And when you're around people that feed off negative, You got to watch out because their influence may come upon you. Yes, sir.
Why make it merry so they're happy when they do it, Father?
Yes. They get gratification from it. There's some pleasure behind it. Read on.
But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day.
No, that's it. Now, I just wanted to paint a picture on what caused this man to get up. How did this man that's bedridden, what the hell did he tap into to get out of bed? Wickedness. He tapped into wickedness to get out of bed. That's what motivated him. That's what gave him the motivation and the strength to get going. I can't let this man be up one on me. I can't let this man be up over me. It ain't for righteousness' sake. It's not because I'm doing it for
He
righteousness.
tapped in the mama mentality.
The mama mentality. I can't let this man outscore me, man. Go back to where we're at in Josephus.
Yeah.
God. Paragraph 237. And how, when Jeroboam's right hand had been enfeebled at the prophet's prayer, he had it revived again, whereupon he was afraid that this stranger and prophet should be in better esteem with the king than himself.
Damn. Read on.
And obtain greater honor.
Jealousy and envy. Read.
And obtain greater honor from him. And he gave order to his sons to saddle his ass.
Get my horses ready. Read.
Presently. And make all ready that he might go out. Accordingly, they had haste to do what they were commanded. And he got upon the ass and followed after the prophet.
Stop. Now, when we look at this, we're looking at the extreme nature of what the length that people will do to steer you in the wrong direction. Does it sound like people will spare an expense to lead you in the wrong direction?
No.
They wouldn't. Would they spare any expense? Meaning, does it matter what trouble they go through as long as they fulfill their occupation, obligation, which is to get you to
The
slip,
personal will.
to get you off your steadfastness. So, or to influence you in a negative way. People will spare no expense. Problem with this is I don't want to continue because if I continue, it's going to be a whole nother hour. So we're just going to stop it right there. Hate to leave it on a cliffhanger, but we got to pick this up next Wednesday. What you got, y'all? Okay. So we got to pick this up next Wednesday, and we'll finish this point. And we'll kind of, I don't want to backtrack too much next week, but I kind of want to keep it fresh in our minds of why it's important that you put yourself around the right individuals and have the right individuals influence your mind. That's what I want brothers to leave with. You got who's holding your hand. That's the name of this class. You got to make sure that people are steering you for strength and not to get you to fall. And the way, a method and a tactic that people do that is to get you to make the brothers be ill-affected in your mind. To make you look bad at the brothers or to be skeptical about the brothers. And that's the last thing that you can do is allow somebody to make you look negative to the men that labor amongst you and labor around you. All right? And we'll pick up next Wednesday. Any questions? All right, with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. All right. There is some food, bro. There's some food. Shalom, Israel. Shalom online, everybody online. We'll be back in action on Friday. And I will hope to see you soon. The water for joining us in class. Shalom.